it's your boy Young Love. I give him that thing. Pancho leg stay the Panchir America. Panji Dwal, Pancho leg stay the Panchir America. Panji Dwal, walk on your leg, Kankaro, what on a watching. Oga leg, gear, pow, leg, Panda with ya, Panchir America. Panya Dwal, Chingatonga Pandon, could you ever buy a check? Panda Jiro, what there be Dwal venting.
All right, everyone. Welcome to Lake State Media. I'm your host, Peter Kenny. I will not have much time to play music or so. It's getting late on my end, but I will give it a few minutes, about a minute or two, and I will start right away. Oh, what do I have for the music? Please share the video. All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am your host, Peter Kenny. As always, we are here to have a conversation. If you feel like you want to fight, you are on wrong place. If you want to make your point, you don't have to stop me, or neither do I. Please um, be respectful to other opinions. We might not agree, but we have to be respectful to the other's opinion, and that's all matters. Awarded. Welcome to Lagos State Media, buddy. Good
Thank you,
morning.
Peter. Good
Oh,
morning.
it's
It is
still not
morning
yet a
in my
morning in your place. Oh, shit.
actually it is morning in my state.
Come on, man. You
It's
guys are so behind. By the time I wake up, you guys are about to snore.
but it is morning in my state. So I think we are apart 2 hours, right?
Yeah, about 2 hours. Yeah.
Mm. So how are you? What's going on?
I am fed up. I am mad, and I am about to scream.
What? Why are you
But
so
that
mad?
will not help my situation.
Why are you so mad? Tell me why you so mad. Look like you're smiling. Why are you so mad?
No, come on, man.
Look like you have a smiling, very good smiling in your face. So why are you so mad?
No, sometimes you have to smile to pull people around. How about
Oh, okay.
that?
That's good. I know now. So when I see you smile, I will take it as you are fooling me.
No, no. Then you are mistaken.
So, I saw you. Uh, you have a very nice topic today. So I read your topic and it's legit. Is it?
Thank you. And I want to hear from Jinopin because it seemed like instead of saying, "Oh, these are disgruntled group, these are dissidents," then it seemed like it's a different it's a different agenda. Uh,
Mm.
Comrade Amor, I would like you to join me. Please click the link and join the show. Basically, for the last couple weeks, uh, NAS have been terrorizing the civil population around Juba, and here in the United States, their supporters are sending the wrong message to the world. They are banning the flag, and they are calling Dinga a party. How relevant is that? Is that all left? Is that all
I
left?
have I have watched all that, but and we have talked about it actually part of it yesterday. But what I know, most of us South Sudanese are divided, uh, but there are also some individual being misled, and they don't ask themselves uh, that these people are misleading us or somebody is misleading me, and I step on my country flag and bend. But who is this person? Hmm? For instance, on that protest, I have seen people like Bashir, which are not actually South Sudanese. But what is behind Bashir, misleading South Sudanese, and what is behind Bashir holding South Sudan flag and ban it? So I categorize that criminal act as being misled, and they don't step back to review Bashir behavior. Is it something that helping us, Junubin, or is it something that destroying us? And you should also look at how we separated from all Sudan, and our separation and our fighting against the North can anger anyone of the North and can fight indirectly. So, but Junubin don't look at that. Okay. So I have seen this topic as a very important topic. So let's talk about it. But that's what I'm looking at, the way other Northern came and entered into our affairs. Junubin themselves, okay, can be differ, but we can settle our problem. The problem of Equatoria actually, it is already being addressed, and that's why we have all these allies are working hard to sign peace in Rome. So I don't see the point. You are rushing and burn the flag while your your group are talking with the government to settle these problems. So I have seen Sudanese being misled, South Sudanese being misled by Mundukuri. That's my view. Mundukuri called Bashir, misled South Sudanese. So Mundukuri Bashir, if you are there, you are the one that I'm calling Mundukuri.
Well, the thing is, what I want to hear too, mostly I want to hear from Equatorians because Bashir is said he's representing Equatoria. I don't care him about him as an individual, but mostly he's not the only one, but it's mostly the group of NAS, the NAS supporters here in the United States. If you look at their social media, they always have conflicting stories to tell. For look at now how they are twisting the whole issue of the ambushing of the vice president bodyguard. Uh, if you look at their statement, it just felt like a little child is speaking. So
Uh,
they said they did not do it. It was not them. It was the government that actually, and then they said, "Oh well, our military intelligence actually got the information that these guys are going for a counter." So which one is which? You said you did not do it, and then you say yes. My military intelligence have intercepted the information, and that's why they were actually to ambush the. So you have done it. And the reality is, on the road, it was between 2015, I mean 2017 and 2018 and 16, when people were killed on the road, especially civilians. It was also Marcelo NAS group. Right now they have started again, and here are their members going around burning the flag. Shouldn't be the right time for the government of South Sudan to designate them as a terrorist organization.
uh,
What could you be what could you be called an act of terrorism?
thank you, Peter, for outlining such a very important uh, part of the act. You know, defacing a flag or banning a flag is a crime, and I classified NAS group as terrorists. What was going on was a terror, an act of terror. The act may still be prosecuted as disorderly conduct, arson in a manner that is not allowed for for our people, to step on a flag that they have really fought for and ban it. But what pained me a lot is that is not actually the mastermind of this plan is not actually South Sudanese people, you know, and because we forget very easily, and we and somebody might come among us and say, oh, like there are these very minor reasons that uh, Mandukuri came between us and then misleading us, and some people right away follow him. Okay, but we don't think twice. This is even if you can, okay, you can oppose the government because it is your government, but you cannot go beyond and above and ban your flag. We Sudanese can quarrel, but we cannot ban our flag. That was an act of terror, and I classified NAS as terrorists actually, because what next? People are negotiating, and people are respecting their territories, which are their areas where they are, and government is not actually attacking them, but they still act terror. Terror. They still are launching the activities of terrorists. This is completely very, uh, very disorderly conduct, and it's not allowed to take place in a country like South Sudan, because we just separated. And if somebody who is not us come between us and ban our flag, this completely should not be allowed to happen. So those people yesterday whom I've seen stepping on the flag, it is shame. It is total shame on them.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't think I would lie to myself if I sit here and I say, oh, you can complain, you can raise your voice, you can raise your content. Whichever way you raise your content is up to you. But particularly the NAS, they are not about peace anymore because everybody have put their gun down and they are joining the peace because we always said we have enough of fighting. Yet I don't think they are into peace at all. You can't be going around killing civilian and say, oh well, I'm protecting civilian. Who are you protecting then? You are not protecting
Yes.
anybody.
And also by calling other people, other citizens, by telling them that they have to leave their country. That was not actually, that was actually just a blindly uh, statement that they were making. You know, for instance, they were asked on that day that do we have a party called Dinka in South Sudan, and it was, and they failed to answer it because they know themselves that what they're doing or what they were talking was a nonsense, nonsense. Okay, you can say, okay, Kir must go, as you said always, or the country, the government have to change. Okay, but you cannot tell us that Dinka must go. Where are we going? Hmm? Is is our land as well? It is your land, and we have nowhere to go. So if you decided to leave the country, you leave, but you shouldn't be telling any other senior citizen to leave his own country.
Well, the other thing
I
too,
don't.
the other thing too, this notion of capital, uh, leave our land and capital and so forth is ridiculous. It's like people from Maryland, long time ago, and Virginia say, "Oh, if you are not a Virginian or a Maryland, then you can be in Washington D.C." That's ridiculous, and it is not a community that it is not an individual that decided, "Oh, this can be a capital and this can be a capital." What if all the communities in South Sudan decided say, "No, we don't want capital in our city, in our state"? How is that going to work? It's a ridiculous nation. It doesn't make sense. It is the government. It is up to the government to decide it which one is the capital of the country. And like a lot of people have mentioned before, not just only me, but Juba has been a capital even when it was still just a southern uh, a southern Sudan region. Juba was a capital. So I don't think any individual or a community has a density to say we don't need a capital in our community. What if all communities in South Sudan refuse that they don't need a capital? Where will you get a capital? Where are you going to locate the capital? So people need to get over that. And whoever wants to live their life in a capital, it's up to them if they can make a living. The sad part, you have all these Majinunin going around and said they are representing the voice of the community. I would be thrilled to hear from the leaders from the community actually say, this is what I want for my community. I really want to hear from government of South Sudan. Actually, they have to pursue now
I
because
think
they
folks
are
are
now a threat
sleeping,
to peace.
Peter.
They are a threat to stability.
Those of I've seen Guy Bo there. If you would like to join, you can join, and some folks. But I think guys are sleeping now.
Uh, Guys, I have pinned the link, so if you want to join the conversation, just click the link here. I'm going to pin it again. I don't know if it has not been pinned, but I'll check. I'll make sure I pin it. Yeah, the link is pinned. If you want to join the show, please click the link. Well, Panetta, join the show and tell Junupin. You just can't spit out nonsense and think that's the truth. Always you have to have the evidence. It's not about X and Z. Mom just get delivered and sister is on labor. That's just a nonsense. I don't tolerate those nonsense.
uh, Langog is keep on. Langog, I have actually I'm not supposed. I shouldn't even be responding to your comment, but I will mention some few very few point on your statement that you wrote. You talked about raping, you talked about land occupation, and you talk about cows. You know, cows distracting. Actually, let me talk on the matter of cows. Cows, yes, when anybody take cows to somebody land or to somebody farm, let's say somebody farm, and destroys the farm, that could be another case, and that can be addressed in, the state or the city can address that. Hold on. Yes, the state can address that, and it's not allowed, and it can be condemned. Even myself, I wouldn't lie if somebody drive. I mean, if somebody take his cow to my farm, but I know a lot of Equatorians talked about raping as a way to make other people look bad, you know. But there are people down there in South Sudan, and the cases that you talked about are in every country. Even here in the United States, there are some people, and it's a country that had been in independence for so long, and you can see people are being. It is an individual act, okay? An individual act. Recently, what happened in South Sudan when these lovely little kids were killed was that what was that act? It's an individual act. So you always use rape as a way to make the government or other people that work in the government look bad, but that's not the case. So it doesn't even make sense for you to keep talking always, oh, rapists. Okay, it is your people who are the NAS group who are in the bushes raping women and abducting children. Actually, they're raping women on the ways, and then you said, oh, these are the government. The government cannot just go there and rape somebody. How it's going to happen? But people of NAS group who are in the bushes, the terrorist group of NAS are the one raping women and children. Okay, now I put it on you. So NAS are the one raping women and children. So don't tell us, oh, the government is raping women. There's no government on this earth who will go outside and rape uh, her own citizens. But your malicious
Terrorist
who are in the
organization.
bushes are the one terrorizing people around Juba and raping people. They're raping women. So don't tell us, oh, it's a government. It is you who is carrying this act of terror outside Juba.
Yeah. Uh, People like Patanato, whatever his name is, they are the flag barrier here in West. Saying all the nasty word and and all the word that will make one feel bad, and then trash everybody from Dinga to government of South Sudan. They are the problem. When actually they are the problem. They roam around bush. They have no means of getting resources. And what else do their soldiers, those young people who are actually being told this is what you can do and this is what you can get. What are they doing? It's terrorizing the civilian and then turn around and say, oh, its government is doing it. In which way its government is doing? Government is not having an operation that's going around.
Peter, in any country, there are things that can happen, but it doesn't mean government carries them out. For instance, here in the United States where we live, you will hear day and night, there is a killing here, there's a killing there. But it is not a government, okay? But if the citizens don't cooperate with the government, let's say with the police, okay, so we can find those criminals, it's very hard. And if the citizens, like people like him, okay, go around and carried out the action and trade these accusations against other people. So these are the people actually should be fined, okay? Because all what's going on down there in South Sudan, these are the people that support such acts, okay? So it is very useless for you to keep saying, oh, government are the rapists, okay? There are so many officials, folks coming from Equatoria, and they are in the parliament of South Sudan. Do you think these are the people who went around Equatoria and rape people, rape women and children? Yes, no. So it is you, NAS rebels, who did those ugly stuff, and then you claim these are the government officials, or these are the government sending people to do such activities. So you, NAS group, you guys are terrorists. We have already know your agendas. So I want to tell you guys from today, your statement about raping is not doesn't make sense no more. So go lie to other people, but not us. So it is you, NAS, who rape women and children, the citizen of
Look at
South
him.
Sudan,
It
not the
still doesn't get it. On what ground?
He's not.
On what
He's
ground
not.
will On what ground will Equatoria say they don't want a capital in Central Equatoria? In what ground? Is that is that logical? Is that legal? Which ground? It is the government of South Sudan who will decide it. If they don't feel like uh, Juba was not the best place to be a capital of South Sudan, yeah, they can decide it. And then they don't, whether it's a Equatoria or a Dinga, whatever your tribe is, you don't have a right to decide it where actually South Sudan capital should be. That's just as ridiculous as your argument, Patano. So uh, if I were you, I would come up with a different idea because now you guys are making even hard for government of South Sudan or other community to decide whether it is a good idea to relocate it the capital. Why would capital be relocated? On what ground? Oh man, this comment they are they are comic as hell.
You know what I like? I like one thing, because I had met a lot of people that talking about all these issues. I met them here in Houston, face to face, and I debate with somebody, and he ran out of his word because it is face to face. Okay, so thank you. I mean, thank God that you are just talking on Facebook. But if you could have just drive down to Southwest here and we talk face to face, you wouldn't even be talking about, oh, raping.
Uh, anyway, they said as far these people are they are self-proclaimed. I would not call it Equatoria. And the reason why I say I am sad because these people are not representing the voice of the community. They are representing their own individual voice. Where if you say Equatoria, it's like I sitting here and I said I'm representing Dinka, which is ridiculous. How many Dinka will not might disagree with me, and how many Dinka will agree with me? But the fact that nobody jump in and say, "Oh, you are not representing our voice. This is not how we want to be represented." It makes me worry. It makes me worry. It makes me worry. It's a simple logic. Like I said, there is no community, and there is no path. There is no close agenda. There is no close argument with my topic tonight. I'm dealing with the NAS as a terrorist organization. You are bringing in the land grabbing. You are bringing in relocating the culture. What does it have to do with that? Brother Majid, welcome to Lagos State Media again. Nice to see you.
Hello, guys. Peter and Jarino, Wolmakur. So, greeting you guys. How you guys doing? It has been a long time.
I know.
Yeah,
It has been a while.
yeah. I'm trying always to enter into the debate of fixing Lagos State, but I don't have time. It is really very good program. And Bolmakur and Madid and Isaac, they are doing really good job.
Isaac
So
and Agar, they are really
yeah,
doing a
and
great
and
job.
and Agarmo book too. So they're
Agar,
really doing very good job. So fixing Lagos State is one of the best. Is one of the best thing actually. Lagos State is doing, and thank you guys, and I really very proud of you guys, especially you fitter who came up with this. Everybody now is getting into this. So the credit goes to you and Bolmakur and Medin Majak. So I'm always very proud of you guys, and I'm sure you know me. So I like people to do some good thing. I'm not a jealous man. This is my nature.
thank you for what you head up, and thank you
Well,
Yeah,
for always
yeah,
joining in and contributing.
yeah. So, you know, Peter, the topic you came up with NAS is really a very good topic, and it is specifically what they call themselves NAS. Uh, I went to Southern Sudan 6 times. What all this rebel or who claim to be the one who are going to change Southern Sudan, what they're doing always is not even they're going to change South Sudan. It's a terrorism. If it is here in Nasir, actually, they should have been designated into the terrorism group because there's no way you go and kill your own people and do some other bad thing, stuff like raping or whatever, and turn around and say, oh, it is the government. While the government is not in that area. You know, the common sense will detect the answer because there were nobody there that they want, especially during May or June when they were fighting in the area of Julu or for whatever area. They were themselves fighting in the leadership and then saying that, oh, the government chasing other way. No, that was a lie. And this is the problem. And I'm sure the Western world is waking up to understand their lies. Even the UN over there underground, they know that these people are lying because there's no government in that area. The same thing in some other refugees or internal places, areas. They're doing some bad thing and turn around and say, oh, it is the government. No, the government is not into that area. The UN is into that area. And that's why you see now sometimes there's no mostly headline from the international community or the government is doing this. No, because the government realized that the one who are distracted and they're just using the government as a boogeyman. But the world is waking up, you know. Coming to what they did last Saturday in Washington, D.C., or Sunday, I think Saturday, the flag is not about Denka. The flag is representing the country they are claiming to be to be leaders for. You see, there's nothing called Denka flag. It is Southern Sudan flag. It is SPLM, SPLA flag. So the good news, the world is becoming now aware of lies, and they're becoming ignorant because they realize these people are not responsible. And that's why actually the world was back off when Riek Machar did that one in Bentiu, killing people in the mass. They realized this guy is not a responsible leader. Because how could you claim you want to be a leader and then again you go to the mosque or the church and kill people there? This where they well back off, mostly CIA and MI6, which is the British intelligence. So since 2014, actually 15, the Western world was kind of a little bit back off from Riek Machar. It is because of those behaviors, you see. So I'm glad, and we are preaching the world have to wake up to those lies so that they will know these are the lies. The government is not in the area whereby Thomas Cirillo is controlling. No, there's no government there. They're the one who killed themselves. They're the one who raped themselves. They're the one who shared them away themselves in the villages and pretend to be like, oh, the government is in this area. No. So it is a very good topic, and I hope the people in Southern Sudan are watching this. There's nothing called government in those areas. That's a lie. There's nothing called government in the IDP. That's a lie. And thank you. I can hear you, Rhino.
Bull, we cannot hear you.
Yeah, we can really hear Ball. Yeah,
Bull will definitely log back in.
yeah,
Yes, brother, my dear, it is absolutely true. The world is waking up to all the lies, and I believe Thomas Cirillo and his group and his supporters, they had opportunity where they have to follow and follow this uh, the the Rome the Rome protocol, to set to take the way on how to address the issues. At this point, everyone, including United States and everyone around the world, have realized the problem of South Sudan doesn't need gun anymore.
yes.
It needs a political settlement. But violating the cessation of hostility is a crime, and they should lay down the gun and take that channel. After all, it's not good for the country. It's not good for civil population. It's not good for us as a nation. And I don't think it doesn't it will not actually favor them if the government goes toe to toe. It said the government is going to pursue us. I know the civil population will suffer, and that's what we are trying to say here, and it can be avoided instead of continuing with all the nonsense and the fight that will not help anybody in any way.
You know, before Bolmakur came in, Twitter, another thing also this rebel group are setting up. They try to set up the government. They go and do shade their civilian away so that the government, and if the government go there to protect them, and then they turn around, oh, the government is doing this to us. And if the government don't go, and then they will say, "Oh, why the government don't help?" Us? That's what the crying they did in April and May. Okay, so this is the trap. They try to trap the government, but the government becoming more smart. than that. They should not be trapping, and they should be pointing out to the international community, these people, this is what they do. So they want us to go and protect the civilian and turn around and say, oh, the government did this. So even when they do that demonstration in Washington, D.C., those few people, I heard that there was one lady was asking, what is the party of Dinka in Southern Sudan? I never heard about that. You see, even the people around D.C., they were not even paying attention because they knew that these are lies and are not true. So the government need to be very smart. By this time, they should not be trapped by this rebel to go and share away their people
Have a good
and
night.
said that we need government. So that one should not be done no more. That the one who destroying their villages, that the one who do some bad stuff to their people, and claiming that to be the government. So I hope the government have to be very smart.
Yeah, my problem is I just want South Sudan to give NAS ultimatum. They join Rome peace agreement, whatever it is, or Rome agreement to take their to to at least uh, uh, at least uh, make a case on what they want, because we all know the problem in South Sudan is about if South Sudan probably accommodate him today, the problem will the whole problem will be settled, because so far you have to pick up a gun, terrorize the population, and then say, "Oh, okay, I have accepted peace." When you get your own piece of a cake, if they want to do that, they have to actually follow uh, uh, their own agreement, whatever that is. I don't know where it is then, but that should be the right channel to follow. But turning around, terrorize the civil population, raping them, and then turn around and say, "Oh, yeah, government did it," when actually there is no presence of government soldiers um, or army at that particular location is ridiculous, and nobody will accept it and say that's the truth.
And Fitter also this idea about, oh, you have to get out in our land and our land. There's nothing called in our land in Southern Sudan. Okay, so this is a very weak argument of which it will never succeed. Okay, so all these rebels, they have property in Juba. They are now working their business while they are in the bush and turn around that the government is it's corrupt. When you go to Juba Fitter, there's a very big land or which it have so many building on it. It's for Thomas Shirelo, and is running his business as we speak now inside Southern Sudan. But the government did not even put them under control or take them away from them. No, and they're still claiming the government is doing this. The government actually is so nice. You see, Thomas really have a very big places in Juba, especially in around in the road of Juba or Shara Matar, the road going to the airport. It is all Thomas Cirillo area. You have so many business there.
Uh,
They had
uh,
the
brother,
foreigners are invested in that area.
yeah, brother Majid. Yeah, sorry not to cut you off, but
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Chunky, which are quite, please, if you have a problem with Dingas, that's your own problem, and I'm not here to defend Dinga or fight on behalf of Dingas. Dinga will come down to individual. If you have a problem with me, I will deal with you. If you have a problem with that Dinga, that's your own problem. Dinga is everywhere around the world, not just only South Sudan. So I am sure wherever you are, there are Dinga, and if you have a problem with them, confront them. I am not here to speak on Dinga. It is up to you. Decide it on your own.
Yeah, it's yeah, that that one will never change. We will never go nowhere. Equatorian will never go nowhere. Nuer will never go. Any tribe there, 64, will never go nowhere in Southern Sudan. So that's one is nothing. They can fishing us all they want, Denga, and we will never go nowhere. And they will never go nowhere too. So we are all Southerners, and there will be a time we will come together and we'll still be there. So even now we are still together. It's just one there, two, three. That's it. So, and people are realizing now people are dying for no reason who are running after these leaders. So they realize, why do I have to die for no reason? And somebody there in hotel. So anyway, thank you for answering him. And there's nothing even we can get mad about it, that we are called Denka. Yes, we are Denka. And they're Equatorian, Jur, or they're Nuer, or they're whoever. So there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Gabriel, welcome to Legal State Media. Nice to see you, buddy.
Okay. Thank you, Peter Kane. My brother, I'm greeting you. And I'm greeting myself. And كل أبلغ تحياتي لكل المشاهدين بتاع القناة ليغي ستيت ميديا. أسأل بيتر لك أتحدث بالعربي لأن دي رسالة مهم عايز أرسله إلى أخواني. ما جرمكوا إيه؟
Yes.
جمود من ولن.
Thank you.
إيدي خيتين. لأني شان إنت تشول. بيتر عشان يهمكم قضايا بتاع ناس الفيجن أرجو إلى اسم سموه ناس الفيجن. ده ما ناس مبن، ده ما ناس تشين، ده حركة قبلية مبني على قضايا قبلية، ونحن ما بنقبل إنه القبلية تتكرس في قلوبنا كأكبر قبيلة مهما كان ضحينا بكل إخواننا. فضحينا بأقدر أكبر عدد في تحرير الجنوب، وبعد كله نحن من أجل الوحدة ومن أجل وحدة جنوب السودان لسه هانا بيقتلون باسم القبلية. شوف في سنة امبارح الجماعة دول عملوا ميدان ده بيقولوا يا وده هذا المفروض الناس يتهم نائب الرئيس. لو بنب نائب الرئيس بيمشي فوقه ودول بيجوا عشان يجوا يمشي اللوري يمشي يدربهم. يا اخوانا والناس دول بيقولوا قال أنا ما دارين دينكا وثق، قال وثق دولة، ده يعطوا دولة البوثقوا بالناس. ناس عبارة عن human beings مهما كان وثاقته مهما كان جاهليته. Wherever he and educate, wherever he is dirty, is a citizen of this country, is a citizen of South Sudan. ده حركة قبلية. أنا هذا لو غنينا لهم أغنية هم بيفروا بيكونوا كويسين، ما بيقولوا ديكا خلاص قاموا ضدنا. أنا يا أخوانا كده نقول توماس تريلو يلا إذا كان إن نهايته في الحكومة فيعدل الأهداف بتاع حركته وينضم إلى مركبة بتاع السلام، ينضم إلى السلام ويجي يرجع نفسه يعاقب جنوب السودان وخليه يكفي. لو كان في حاجة ديك كان عمله غلط خليه يكفيه. نحن بنعرف الطريقة ذاته بنشيل السلاح ده. في ناس بيقولوا go انت امشي احارب. انا ما بنحارب. We cannot go to fight the minority. We are majority in South Sudan. That's why now we are always accept what kind of abuse you are doing it for us. We are accepting because of you. You are minority. You do not understand that, like Santino, I'm okay. ومش جابه كده من وين؟ ده الأساسين يقدر إنه يسلبت بون نفسه ويشتم بو. قال لي هذا دينكا are going or go by yourself. or let other things are going to fight. We are not here for any single way or to fight for no reason. We fight for independence of South Sudan, for the self-determination. We get the South Sudan out as a country. فأنا شيل بقوله يعني كلام بتاع المهاجر مكويدة ناس ما يجهلوه. أساسا حكومتنا وبقول يعني بسكويت على كشم لكن ليه مش معنى لو دنكاوي تاني نار على نار على الفاية ولو أي أقرب وثائق تاني من أي أقرب قبائل الأخرى يعنسوه زي كانوا عايزين يقولوا تعال تاخذ معمودية ده عشانه الله تو ربنا ليه مش معنى ده ولدنا كلنا برانا جوبا ده ما في زول بيتشرف بالجوبا لكن أنا بنقوله عشانكم انتوا استخفوكم انتوا دول كنتوا جريتوا حالكم كان جروا باقي ماشي مات في يوغندا باقي مات في كينيا كلهم كانوا مهاجرين وباقي كان في خرطوم وفي الأخير اليوم بيقول ان احنا إيكواتوريان ما تقول ان احنا إيكواتوريا قول انا فلان حركة بتاعت توماس سيريلو ده ناس ما عنده أهداف لو عنده أهداف خليه يجي يقول أهداف بتوع بيعربوه خليه يوقف أعداد البربرية دي خليه يوقف الهجوم يعني الهجومات اللي هو بيعملها للناس المساكين الأبرياء. Let him stop to attack innocent people. They were attacking the innocent people. Let him stop that one and come to the table and talk to tell us what he want to do in South Sudan. And then to nominate himself. Form your party if you are not happy with SPLM. Form your party like other your friends who are split from SPLM and they are still now out of SPLM. لكن انت ما تمشي تقول وتفتح برا من الكرسي وتقول انا بتاعك برا في كرسي واحد ما بقايدة. إذا عايز تقعد كرسي برا أقعد في كرسي تاني برا وخلي SPLM للناس كلهم يبشروا به خلي الشعب يرفضهم وخليه ينتخبوك. أنت اللي بتقتل في الشعب ده اللي أنت بتقوله أنت يا أقوى. لو كده عمل رياض مشار قتل في الناس كنا قاعدين نسأل رياض هيجي يحكم منه لما يقتل في الناس هيجي يحكم منه. أوكي إذا يربنا إنه لو سلفا قلت قتل ناسه زي ما هم بيقولوا ما هم ديل كانوا ما يتمرد ضد الدولة. أزول ما بيدافع عن الدستور. He was defending the constitution and they are police against the system. يا أخوانا ما الناس يفهموا. أنا ما بلوم أي زول في الشارع. زول أنا بلوم الناس اللي بيمشي ناس الأبرياء اللي بيمشوا في الشوارع بتاعت المجانين ديل أنا بلومهم. أنا بلوم الحكومة بتاعنا. الحكومة بتاعنا المفروض يمشي 25 كيلو وينه 25 كيلو قال جيش ودوه 25 كيلو ولو ما دارين يموتوا يوم يقتلوهم يعني بكاكي لابسين كاكي كل وقت 3 عساكر ماتوا كل وقت 5 نفر ضربوه في الشارع كل وقت وهم يصوروهم هم اللي يعمل بوست زي كانوا بيعمل في حاجة هيلو يقول قال ده دينكا. اوكي انت لو يا اخي لو عندك اي مشكله مع الدينكا please leave Equatoria تعال في مناطق الدينكا تعال تروح في مناطقهم. Come and fight with us. We are not fighting with you. We know you are Equatorian. You are resident of this area. You are resident of this land. But we are not grabbing the land from you. If you don't want to live with us, you don't want to share the life with us together as a South Sudanese, please come and talk. Stay alone. Wherever you want to go, you want to drop your boat to the Uganda, you want to drop your boat to the Congo, you want to drop your boat to the Kenya, you want to drop your boat wherever in the hell is up to you. And stay, don't attack the people, the innocent people. We have a relationship with the Ugandese, we have a relationship with the Kenyan. Some business people are going day and night. Students are flying to Uganda. Don't attack them. Yes, I know, yes, you are jealous because some of people, Dinka community, people are in a school and you are trying to go to Nyakam something زي ما انت بتقول قال نكمو منو يا اخي تعال يا نادي تعال fight me if you don't want me inside the Juba لو وصلنا Juba come and chase that out from Juba. Don't come behind. This is what I want to tell them, Peter. I don't know how much something to say. I just want to tell them this some of message. Is a Haraka Gabalia, tribalism movement. Let them announce that we are tribalism movement. Is their home Haraka Siyasiya? Please deal with the government. We are not a government. We are resident citizens of South Sudan.
That's correct.
If to Basrilo there, Kursi, Kali Yamshi Kursi, and Nari Mahakuma. ما يخلي التماشى ديل يقتل الناس في الشوارع day and night. That is what I want to say.
Thank you, brother Gabriel, a lot. And it is true. It is fact. You know, people. I think what I just realized here, people have a way of picking the word of choice and try to make it as the way to make their argument. No matter how many bad words in human languages around the world you can pick up and say, those are the stuff, those are the things that Peter Ken is doing. People, first of all, are going to look at it. On which ground? When and where did Peter did this? And people look at it and say, that's just a baseline. And I still insisting there are these people, they are not representing Equatoria, but mostly I can blame now
Correct.
on their behavior.
You're right. You're right. You're right, Peter.
Brother Camille,
You're right.
welcome to media again. Nice to see
Most
you.
of them, some of
Get
them they
your-
are not Equatorian. I swear to God, I can say that yes. Some of them they are not Equatorian. If they are Equatorian, there is no need to kill their own brothers always, day and night.
Thank you. Pro Ken, and my brother Major Mukwe and Jabrin, and a lot. You spoke a lot, but this case is not that easy. It's not going to be solved soon, and it's not going to be over. Uh, our people are really very crazy. Sometimes they don't connect the dots. They don't even know how to connect the dot to their point. When this problem of South Sudan happened 7, 8 years ago, it was Riek Machar himself wanted a presidency, and that's what caused him to start the war. After some time, uh, probably 2016, that's the time this issue of Equatoria started. And that 2016, I was there in Africa. I was in Limoli. And one of the guys made a live video in Canada. I don't remember his name. This guy, it's just like just a little guy, very short. I think maybe 4 feet. It looked like that. That dude made a live video um, after J1 incident, and that video was actually indicating that I I watched that video in Lumley, and the guy live in Canada. It's not actually. I don't know if I can mix them with him or with Charles, but it doesn't look like Charles. That guy is disappeared. What he did, he made a live video that tonight all the Equatorian live in Juba. please be ready. Malongawan is going to kill all the Equatorians, and whoever have I, that's funny comment. Okay, no, don't worry. Yeah, whoever is actually live in Juba, for Malone, I want order Tiger to kill all Equatorians live in Juba. Please find yourself um, a panga or any guns and be prepared to defend yourself. I swear, God, this is what I'm telling you. At that night, uh, this is where the problem start. They start ambushing the vehicles that travel from Juba to Lumele, from Lumele to Juba, and afterward, when when uh, when they start ambushing those transport vehicles, the tiger actually took into their hand to protect
Yes.
the civilians that are actually traveling.
On that road.
They they start escorting all the vehicle from Juba to Lumini to all around. What happened when what they do? They come on the street to the roadside. When they attack the vehicles and they kill people, they even the soldiers are not even a mile away. When they come to that area, they can't find nobody. And the funny thing, they will go back and put their guns in their houses and they just sit there under the tree, acting like innocent people that don't know what happened when you come. Uh, and when the soldiers come and ask, "What did you guys see? Who did this? The incident? Do you know?" Everybody will be saying, "No, we don't know them. We see nobody." And this is where the problem starts. Um, and at the time, they actually took refuge to it because it became that the policy was that Dinka, when they go for a refugee like that, at the time they will come back educated. All of them, they will go to school. You know our history, a lot of lost boys. So it became a strategic plan for them to go to a refugee camp. And then in Uganda, in Legu, they went to they went to the UN side, and it was overrun. Everybody sleeping outside on the street side, and this is how things happen. They started from there. Now, when we come back, what I'm trying to connect here, people don't really know what they are looking for. It was because of Equatoria need anything. They were actually trying to fight for their land, or they just wanted their own estate according to them, or whatever they wanted. They wanted at that time. They could have started and leave. Try to hide behind Riek Machar. Riek Machar made it publicly. You want to be a president. That's what he fought for. And these people came in. They don't. They call themselves to be part of the IO, and later on, they became something else. So what I'm trying to justify here, my brother, all my brothers and the viewers, this issue is not only Equatorians, but the question is when one of your member is a top official in the government, one Iga is right there now. JJ is the one that ordered have orders of the military. He's a general chief of staff.
Yes.
So what are you fighting for here? And who is actually giving the orders? So for me,
And Mabota Mamur is national security.
is the minister of national security. Yes.
And Martin
So this,
Iler, Martin
yeah, that
Iler,
person is actually we can count him as a politician anyway, and in position that he. But these three positions here, they are
They are
very
very
strong.
strong. Yes.
When you try to tell her that the government is Dinka government, and you end up going and kill your own people in the village, try to fabricating that
Justified.
the Dinka are the one that killing our people. You know what? It's very sad. You set your own crime. You set it up. I'm not talking about here blaming Equatorians, but if you let the dog out the leash, you are responsible. When your dog is going to bite somebody, you will be accountable for.
Yeah,
So
because
this
it is your
criminal,
dog.
these criminal people here going out on behalf of Equatoria, they actually try to tarnish the image of Equatorians. What they have done for the history of South Sudan, and what they are still doing now. But you just Equatorian, they let it go on the criminal guys pick it up, try to carry their own crime on behalf of Equatoria. This is very sad. When you go and burn the flag of the country that you claim you want, you want
the land.
a
To be a
freedom,
leader. Yes.
you want a land, and that land was actually liberated. It took your people life in 50 something years fighting, and Equatorian they died for it. What about those died for it? How do you count them as a Dinka? Like I say, you know what? It's funny, my brothers. When I watched that video, it's the matter thing is the matter uh, fact about the video. It didn't look like just a picnic. It was not organized. You know, the picnic. What we do in the West here, you can go to the park with your own kids and your friends. You just gathering there, throwing your ball, throwing anything you have, pick up and drink your beer and soda. That's what it looked like. And that the
Yes.
Equatorian they are claiming to control.
Represent. Mhm.
Are they going to control the Equatorian that way? No. So these people they out of hand. They don't even know what to do. But for me, for your respect as the Equatorian people, as part of South Sudan, you need to take control of those dogs. Those dogs are roaming on the street. They are committing crime on your behalf. If you have any disagreement with the government, just come like other people that criticize the government for their wrongdoing.
Yes.
But you cannot let people that have no ground and they cannot do anything carrying out your name. What they did is very shameful for them to go and burn the flag down. Yes, if you want to burn the picture of the president, yeah, that's fine. It's not a problem.
Yes.
If somebody come up to you and said you commit a crime, no, that's not true. You can burn down the president picture that, or you can push it down. The government can still be on it. It's not a problem if they want to. But the flag is a representation of your country in all nations around the globe. But you cannot take that matter to your hand and go and do it there. And guess what? What they did there in Washington, thinking that they were actually going to represent their case to somebody, they look just foolish. They don't. They just look at them like that. That's how this Western world look at you. Because if you come and burn your own flag in front of them, they don't actually understand it. They don't know what it is. So my brothers, I really condemn that behavior. It's not helpful, and we don't have to carry on with that behavior. We have to let those people take carry their own cross. I am telling our government is the government need to be careful. They have to be really careful. Those people, their images have to be saved for at least 50 years. Some of them they already 50 something years. So even though they are 120 years, they have to be put in jail. In any time they come across South Sudan, those images you will never put them away. That's my message. Number two, the ambassador in Washington D.C. The government have to they have to summon that ambassador right away, because
Correct. Correct.
you cannot. There's no point for him being there in that in Washington. Yes, people can go and protest, but the behavior, acting behavior of those people, what they did, is a criminal matter. And the U.S. government cannot take responsibility of somebody who committed crime against the nation. That's a terrorist. You cannot. There's no point of the U.S. to allow tourism to come and accommodate them. To me, I'm not happy with the way they went through. But my message is that the ambassador has to be summoned. He have to give us the answers. What happened here? Yeah, to go and protest, you have to go through the process, the rule. The ambassador was aware that there is going to be a protest in Washington D.C. there. That's his role. That's why he's there for. So if he's aware, he have to question. He have to question the U.S. authorities too. Is this correct? What his action have been done in your land? Do you agree with it? That's his job. So I have to stop from there. That was my that is my question. My answer back to people that actually commit a crime. It's not a equatorial problem, but these people are committing crime using your name. That's my message. You need to find them, and they have to be accountable for. Thank you.
Uh, Peter, before you get in, let me thank Deng Kamis for his contribution to Lake State Media. I always see you there, brother, and thank you for your contribution. Coming actually to back up what my brother Deng Kamis said, the problem, Deng, we came here to the Western world and we did not even understand what is the freedom here in Western world. When you see around the world, people are demonstrating, but they never ban the flag. They will ban the picture of the president, which is fine. They will ban the picture of leaders, either whatever, vice president or whatever. But they will never ban the flag because flag representing them. You see? And that's the problem for us, most of us who are here in Western world. We just come here and take some negative thing instead of some good thing in the Western world to teach our people, for example. We just left the good thing and we take the bad thing. So when you see, we've been here now 20 years. When you see the war in Iraq, they never banned the flag. They throw down the statues of Saddam Hussein, but they were carrying the flag in their back because
Yep.
that flag is remaining there forever. So they should understand that if anyone going on the street next time, they should know that this flag is for the country, not for the particular government. It's for any government coming for billion of years. Maybe if this year is staying in next billion years or 300 million years. So thank you very much. And I understand they will not understand what we are talking about, which is fine. So like what you said, I was there also in Juba in 2016. I just left for 2 days. After 2 days, then the J1 incident happened. And I passed through normally all the time. And I saw that. And I was asking, I'm sure these people, that the people who are killing people on the street. And they said, maybe I was in the bus with some of the guys. And I said, the government have to take care of this. And for sure, 2018, when I went back there, it was nice. Even now, it's really good between Juba and Numili Road. So that the one who set themselves up and pretend to be like the government. No. And the government have to be very smart this time. They should not be trapped That's what I keep saying, so that they will go there and say, "Oh, we need government to come and help us." No, even their priests, that the one who set them up to bishop. I saw them. I saw their
Yep.
video. They are the one who set themselves up. Why are they doing that? And they're saying that we are bishop for the peace and whatever. Kir Mayadit is more than even Pope in Southern Sudan. That guy is more than even Pope because he forgive everybody, and people still not yet accepted him. He will be going, you know. So again, thank you for contributing to Lagos State Media and keep it up. Fitter, I yield to you.
Thank you, Brother Majid, and thank you, Brother Tamir and Gabriel for the contribution. Uh, for Lunya Mom, my
Let me answer that. I seen it.
grandma
I'm
would say,
reading it.
this is
I'm
not a,
reading it here.
even if the government you call, why would your uncle Olin insisting of trying to be a governor in that government? She should have kept being the bush, right? Come on, man, you make yourself too stupid. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah,
Yes. What
Anad, you
I
will
want to
come, my
say,
brother.
it
Let
was
me answer.
my
Let me
alibi.
answer this very quick. Let me answer
Something I
this
want to
very
say
quick.
that
Only
because I'm going.
Fitter, I
you
will be
hear
right
me?
back.
Oh, okay. You hear me? This guy on Lenya mom is it's crazy guy comment. He's telling me that even those ministers Akorakur can rape them too in Juba. You know, we have we human being. Anyway, I will just try to let the public know. You Akorakur can rape those ministers. What kind of English are we actually trying to write here? You rape Matok and Peter Bia. Yeah, that's your own way. You can see it, but Dilma Talk never been in Blue House. For your information, I don't know. You the one took him there. That's up to you. But the case of Peter Biar is a different case. We can talk about it another day. But you know what? Our problem here, you guys misplacing it. Your right is your right as a citizen. You claiming two things. Okay, maybe you did not hear me. What I heard in the video, they said Kir must go, Dinga must go, cow must go, Equatoria independent, and I
Free.
don't know if there, huh?
Equatorial has to be free.
Yeah, Equatoria
Yeah.
free, and I think if there's a number five, I don't know. Are you really? Are you actually out of mind? Do you know what did those white people? You go and tell them your nonsense. They don't even know what you're talking about. They really don't know what you're talking about. Oh, what has to do? Kir, they know Kir is only when you say Kir must go. Maybe they will understand you. Kir is the president of South Sudan. They know him. But the other thing that Dingo must go, cow must go. That's funny. That's why I say it was like a picnic. It was
Madam
like a
Boguta Jur
picnic.
again. Madam Boguta Jur. See, there is a
So
simple point.
yeah, go ahead.
Uh, yeah, there is a simple point I want to add, Peter Kane, with Denka Miss. Actually, if you are listening or you're looking for them, they have only one thing: to create a problem more to the South Sudan. To South Sudan will not be a stable country. That's what they want. But they are not willing that they will coming back to South Sudan in the future. They want to assume themselves as like some of the black African Americans. In reality, that is the way they will be. They will be like others. And others, black African Americans, they have right. They have right to stay there forever in the United States. Because there's grandfather they saved that country. All right? If they are known now they are free to come to Africa, and then they can go and reunite again with their own families. But unfortunately, they was become so far, they will never even catch up quick. But like these Equatorian,
Uh,
some of them,
Gabriel,
if I say they are
Gabriel,
mulattoes,
Gabriel,
uh,
1 second. Olenya mom, we have to be civil, but I try the best I can to ignore you being civil. We are not here to fight each other. We are not here to insult each other. If you can be civil, I will say thank you for tuning in. Until next time, I will see you. Bye now.
okay. Oh, okay. The reason is this: when the topic come up, people they will go to the deep, what the cause and the way they will act. You know, if you are talking politically, you are interviewers. You want to get more information. Why this the movement is become like tourism. They are terrorize the innocent people, and the way they act, the burning of the flag is not something easy, Peter. If someone can do it, he's the one who will never come back to that country. Like me, if I don't want to go back forever in my life to South Sudan, maybe I can act like that. And also South Sudan have a right, I will be catch up with the Interpol. Because this is a criminal act. You know? I'm not feeling. I'm telling the truth. Like the way they are talking, we have to respond also. We are citizens of South Sudan. We are not saying that the Equatorian or the other tribe of Equatoria to leave. Exactly as then was said, is not only Equatorian. But the other tribe in Equatorian, they are become a victim now in the name of Equatoria. How can we gonna differentiate to make the difference for them? We cannot differentiate them. They have to condemn that they act by themselves, and then everybody can be staying with them. But if they keep quiet, they are supporting. If they keep quiet, it looks a sign of agreement. They are agree with that situation. That is the reason, Peter, you see someone is talking like that. You know? But all of us, we are South Sudanese. Wherever myself, if my soul did not go back, maybe my son in the future or my daughter can go back there to South Sudan. Because it's our home country. It's a country to everyone who are born in overseas and who are there in South Sudan. One day we will reunite together. And we can stay together peacefully. Hopefully, we hope the peace will come to South Sudan and we'll reunite with our family again. That is basically what we're talking about. We are not talking that we are going to fight. If we are going to fight, there is element of fight, it was still to everyone. Did you know? That's why we don't want. I don't want, but I responded. Like there's someone, before you give him the warning, because the way he write the comment, he's still inciting for that. But I'm not inciting for the fight. And I'm not inciting for the hatred. I'm talking about they stop. People have to stop any kind of act will increase more hatred among us. That is the problem here. So anyway, hopefully we hope from them to see there's something positive. But if they are still going by like that, and still thinking in our minds, Dinka must go, Dinka was go, which is, I can say they have a right, because they are mixing with the lady. When they are in that parade, the parade is mixing with the lady. And someone can show them there are innocent people. They just thinking, because they did not have much weapon, they just wearing the uniform, you know? Is there something very, very complicated? If you say those people, they are rebel, they will say, no, we are not rebels. Many of them, they just have the uniform and wearing this the slogan of the Jesh. If you are wearing the military uniform, already they will know you. Maybe you are a rebel or you are one military in this base. They can say this is your base. That's why we want them to work in the good way. Instead, like تغني لنا نحن لما كانوا بغنوا للعرب عرب فعلا الناس جت قسموا معاهم. هذا كانوا من كتور برامهم لو عايزين يرجع يوغندا ده الكلام اللي في قلبهم ما ماشيين معاه تاني. لكن زاد ما هيقبل. زاد ما راجعين كونغو ولا راح ماشيين يوغندا. Because they are too far with Uganda. The people from Central Equatoria, they cannot march up to Uganda. They can't. They're lying. They want to victimize some others Equatorian, like Nyangwara, like Bare, like Fajulu. All these, they have become a victim later because they are mixing with the Mundari and Denka. Like you know them, okay? Midari out here, Jambakum, Benukum, Benbo, or Kulum, they are mixing. Fajulu, they married to us with us together. With the Jul Kwanit and Mabolo. But the Kulu machine get a miniyu legidam de, Hata Zanda with Anzara or Tumbra, Agram Naslom Grabal Barakazal. The King Bershanum got an Equatorian. Mama Hayakbalo. So anyway, I will never see, I'm not hoping to see positive in that art.
Thank you, Gabriel, as always. The reality and the fact is these people are not representing Equatoria. They are not the voice of Equatoria. They are not the leaders of Equatoria. Equatoria have their own leaders, traditional leaders, political leaders, and also uh, educated leaders as well. So for some people to do a stupid thing and say, "Oh, it's not Equatoria," it's just as a you you claim yourself to be somebody when you are not. Uh, it's like me going out here saying, "Oh, this Dinga, this is what I'm saying here is a Dinga voice." It's absolutely nonsense, and I am deceiving myself. I'm deceiving the public, and I am looking for an attention. But the reality is, government of South Sudan has to go after now. It is a fact. We need peace. We need to make sure the current government of national unity is formed. Whether it is a reform agenda, whether it is a good governing agenda, whatever agenda is, so that it can be done in a civil manner, not in a way in which we are picking up the gun, killing somebody, blame somebody for it. No, that's not acceptable. Our population has tied, and we had enough people to kill. So there is no anyone else to kill. Then,
Yes, Peter, I
Yeah.
have to cut you
Hold
off.
on, Ben. Hold on, just 1 minute. That's what I said before, Peter. If you listen to my first starting, I told them if they are a movement with the objective, they want to change, they want to reform in the government of South Sudan, please deal with the government direct. Wherever if you are found or you attack the troop base, the military base, is okay because it's a message, it's a part of message that you don't want to accept my suggestion or what I'm claiming. So I will fight with you to let international listening to us to see why you are fighting. They will ask us. But when you are fight or you target the innocent resident, citizen of country, which is you target the one tribe. within the 63 tribes. It means that is not you don't have a problem with the government. You problem with that tribe. That is the reason. Is the one I was saying before. If Thomas Cirillo supporters or his troop, his military, they have a problem with the government, please let them deal direct with the government. Whatever they want. For example, if I'm saying Thomas Cirillo is coming, they sign a peace, and they are going for election without vote of anyone from Dinka, we will never win the presidency. We will never win. Even the one also from any Dinka who want to be president without vote of Equatoria will never win. But let me told them, I told everyone, all the side, the government side and the rebel side. There is no any political will be designed tribally to be a tribalism. There is no political will be designed like that. The political, you have to reject the party with the name, like as they are formed the NAS. And the NAS,
hang on. Look like Deng is about. Go ahead, Deng. Gabriel, just a second. Deng.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wanted to say something?
Yes, I was going to say something. Let him let
Okay,
him
go ahead.
just
Go ahead.
finish, and
Go
I'll
ahead.
yeah,
pick
it's
it
okay,
up
okay.
from there. Oh, he's dropped.
Oh, Gabriel.
He may come back. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll log back in.
Yeah. I have thing here that when we talk about politics, sometime we have to consider the. We don't have to put much time on them, but we have to answer some comments sometime. And some of them be motivated comments. Some of them are reckless comments. So that has no use here. But um, that's the meaning of media. But I have to answer one question or two here. Somebody here, Shang Kech, um, my friend and my brother. It's nice to respect somebody. Those who actually own or run Lagos State media, they are not in South Sudan. One, two, they are not the president of South Sudan. That's two. If you have a personal issue with somebody who is actually operating the media that we are speaking on here, it's good to respect the public and make your reputation look not actually useful to others when they read your comment. Because what you said here, you said Lagos State media is promoting gayism in South Sudan, rape. It don't make any sense. There's no gay in there's nothing called gay in South Sudan, and you are complaining that Dinka are majority. There's no way in this world where you can find a gay people that are actually bear children. They don't produce no kid. And what makes us majority is because we produce children through the women. So your comment here is not useful. I'm not going to attack you, but it's really a very useless comment. You want to be
Those comments are not worth replying. If you reply on it, they will feel good about it. But it's just
okay. Yeah, I just try to put it away because some people they just think that when they come here is the place that we come and just try to throw a rock on each other. It doesn't make sense. It's something going personal on somebody because Lagos State media is owned by somebody, and that's why I have to answer it. Whatever through South Sudan, like somebody said, or I think they just burn the SPLA flag, not South Sudan. We don't have one yet. Um, anyway, let it go. um, that's what English call a dead man walking, because somebody who have no destination. So it can be counted as somebody is alive, but it's dead mentally. So it's just walking there. You have no thing to go through. So for the back to our topic, actually particularly people think that when we talk, we mention Equatoria, it's because we're losing people there. We are losing those who are actually, you call Equatorian, you think that you are defending them. You're the one killing them. And we cannot afford to lose people every day. So that's our role. We don't have to protect them through the gun. If we don't have guns, like myself, I cannot protect nobody, but I have to protect somebody through my work. If you pick up the gun and try to come and hide, um, NAS is the one that actually killing Equatorians, and there is no base where they can actually put their political differences. Uh, I'm drunk. Okay, thank you. I'm at work anyway. We don't drink at work in America here. Maybe I don't know where you are. So anyway, when what happened in South Sudan is caused by Equatorians themselves. Those who come and start war in the villages, and there is a role of the government to protect those people. When you come and hide there, it's pretty much the same thing happened during the war when we were actually fighting Khartoum government. When we were actually defeated from the town that we assaulted, try to take it or reclaim it back from the government, or government chase us away from there. We come and hide there in the villages. And when the government is actually coming after us, what do you think they do? The gun doesn't know the difference between who is actually is who. As long I'm keep shooting the gun in the middle of the community, yes, whoever is actually fighting with me will shoot the gun on all of us, and the gun can kill anybody. There's no discrimination there, and this is what we are telling you, very friend. Please, we're not going to afford our people to die every day. You wage the war against the government. You need to stay somewhere where you can go and fight with the government, the organized force. But you cannot just come and hide in the middle of the community and try to try to fight the government within the community. The government has the gun like the same thing you do, and that's why people end up killing innocent people, civilian, all the time. So this organization called NAS is not even it's a terrorist organization. It's not an organization anymore. The other organization of IO, whatever name they have, they fight. But if they understand and they move back, and that's why you see when the war broke out in 2013 and it moved back onto Jonglei State. Do you know how many people lost there? So, and it moved back to Unity State. Do you know how many people actually died in that area? It's because the rebel actually make Unity State to be a stronghold. So the government have to pursue them there, and they kept losing a lot of civilians. Who was actually responsible? The IO. So what we are trying to tell you here, the crime that is being committed by NAS It's not Equatorian crime. It's an organized criminal group that are killing our own people, and they are causing a lot of damages. So we have to abandon this group, and they have to be condemned. They are committing a crime in our community. So that Thomas Chirilo is obviously known by committing a crime when he left Juba in 1992. Do you know how many people died? So for us to come here and try to tell us we burn down the flag that will give us the right to our independence, that's nonsense. It's not going to help you. I have another issue here. There is a mixed messages coming here every day. I myself, you want to identify me? I am one of the I am one of those Jim Council of Elders. For your information, if you want to know, if you are the one that want to kill the Jim Council of Elders, pick up your gun and come.
You don't have
Why?
to be Indian Council of Elders. Probably they are just kind of brush it out.
Yeah, you know why? That's our system at Dinka. That's our system at Jim. When you are in a certain age, where somebody, you become a grandfather, you become a grandmother, you don't mix the youngster lifestyle with your life again. The meaning that I'm saying, I'm one of them. I am 40 years old. I'm going to be 50 when I'm the 50 years. I'll be there where they are, and they actually a lot of them they are 80, 70 years. They have nothing to do with the government. You always come here and try to claim and tell us GM Council of Business, GM Council of Business. All of them, for your information again, you don't even know what they have done. All of them, they have a record of fighting on behalf of South Sudan. All of them. They retired. They retired from South Sudan, being a fighters to their own houses, where they become a GM Council of Elders. They're not part of your government. Your failure is always blaming somebody who have nothing to do with the government. You want to blame Kir? Blame him. Kir is one of the Dinka elders, but now he's the president. We don't call him. Is one of our group. We have to deal with our own affairs. So when you fail and you try to come and put the blame on us here, or Young Council of Elders, Young Council of Elders, where the hell have you been for these 30 years when they were fighting? They were not born elders like that. They were young like you, and they fought for this country. They have the same fortune that you are claiming. Since they are still alive, they can claim the same fortune you are claiming, because they fought for. So you cannot just come here and lose your point and try to drag her to your mind that a Young Council of Elders is doing this. That's none of your business. Form your own Young Council of Moro, Young Council of Nuer, Young Council of Chuluk, Young Council of Mahdi. We don't have problem with that. If there's any connection where they can meet, okay, they can meet somewhere and discuss their community affairs. But if you fail to form it, to have your own community organized, and you just try to be negative on other communities, you have no life. You don't know where you're going. We respect them. That's our fathers. They're not just council of elders there. They are our fathers. So they gave us a chance for us to run our country, and they have to sit back, enjoying their little life that left. Because when you reach 100 and something, you're going to be gone anyway. So that's why they give us a chance so we can run our own country, and they can enjoy that little life, because they spend all their life in the war. Now you try to come and abuse them every day. No, go to your community, organize that your council or whatever you can name it, and you want to go and fight the government because of on behalf of that, go and fight the government. That's accept to you. My brother, the other funny thing that I'm trying to highlight here, Peter, this movement, what happened there, the claiming of land, sometimes it sounds good to Equatoria, and sometimes it sounds funny. Why? They not specifically going after what they are looking for. If it is because the land is grabbed by whoever they accuse, what about the question is, what about if the Dinka leave Equatoria, not to live in Juba, and we all go to our places, and somebody from a different tribe become a president of the South Sudan? Is that person going to live in Juba, or are they going to live in their own home area because it's a president? So the president of South Sudan is the president Key, now become an issue of land. Those who live there is another way that another thing that they are claiming federalism. What is the meaning of federalism, by the way? At least Equatorial, they translate in their own language, but I don't know what language they speak. I hear them speak Arabic and English all the time. So I'd be more happy if they have their own language that they speak. Federalism is the meaning the same thing you do in the West. You move from state to state. Nobody asking you why are you coming here. You're from Washington D.C. Why are you coming to New York? No, it don't work that way. That's the federalism that you are looking for. So all the citizens they will have a freedom of movement. Now, when people are moving, some people coming to your area, you make it a big deal. Then you are not fighting for federalism. Then you are actually telling us opposite way. That's not what it is. So the federalism that we are talking as South Sudanese is opposite. It's pretty much the same federation of Russia. It's the same thing. The federal federation of other countries, but it comes with the same way, that the same word federalism. That's where they connected. They came from there. I speak too much, but I have to answer some questions here because these people are just come and try to throw around a random rock on Dinka every day. We are Dinka. We are human beings. But we try to ignore some other thing because they're not helping South Sudan. We all fought for this country, and we don't want to lose those Equatorians that have been killed by Equatorians themselves, and they pretend like somebody else killing them. No, you don't. We don't want that somebody committing that crime. If the government happen to kill people sometime, yet I will never deny it. When there is a war, when it's fight there, where back in the 90s, I grew up in Equatoria. I had 2 bullets. I shot twice in Amadi. Those who live in that in Central Equatoria, they will know where Amadi is. And who shot? It was not Arab. It was a part of Equatoria. It was Equatoria Defense Force. We are fighting Arab at the same time, and they will come and fight us back. So, but that's not what I can say now is the problem. I cannot say my Equatorian are not my brother. Who knows what they fought at that time, why they're fighting us at the back? It was maybe it was a mentality of one person came up with it to fight the SPLA. That's not the point. I'm not saying Equatoria, even though I've been, I was shot twice, I'm alive. This is why I'm talking right now here, but I will not count it on Equatoria. Because whoever organized that forces, because there were the 3 forces, that fought with us. Yeah, Equatoria Defense Force, there's Aringa and Tongtong. All of them, they were Equatorian. But we cannot say, okay, you fought us last time, and you have no right. No, this is what we're trying to prevent here is killing people in legal way that you come and kill people and pretend that the government killed them. That's not right. Stop abusing other tribe within Equatoria. There's some other tribe that are gang themselves up and killing other tribe in the name of government. Eastern Equatoria now is quiet. It's very good because Taposa is not actually doing that nonsense. The same Latuko, Boya, the same Dingdinka, they used to terrorize us back in the days. But now they understood the country is belong to them. So there's no point of devoting your time try to fight your own brother for no reason. So I yielded back. I said a lot, maybe, but this is what we're here for. The government have to be told when they did something wrong. Okay, but if you just come from the blue and try to try the whole nation, you try to sell out our nation. No, that's totally wrong. You cannot. And I actually urge the government to keep eye on that. This terrorism organization called NAS has to be crushed down. Otherwise, the government they're doing nothing, and they're not going to survive. I saw the video of Chief of General Staff somewhere. I think was graduating trainees from the training camp, and I saw some comment something regarding cattle and something like that. Okay, fine. You come and tell us what do you really want to do? Is that the cattle are the problem or the people? Because you can't just judge everything at the one. Tell us who actually you don't want. You don't want people or you don't want the cattle. Eastern Equatoria is own the cattle.
The reality, then, not the reality is our people don't identify the problem. To have a solution, you have to identify the problem. What is it? And if you know, you have to come up with a solution. It's not just only one side solution. If this solution is going to work. If not, what else? What is the alternative solution? But our people they don't identify the problem. Uh, the fact that NAS is violating the cessation of hostility is it's a problem. It's a problem because for them to survive, they are trying to create a lot of problems. And if they create a lot of problems, maybe they will have a level. But for people like us, we can't just wait here and say, oh, that's okay. It's a one-time problem. For the last few years, they have been terrorizing the civil population on the road, and that's a problem. Dunu Pancho, I'm sorry, brother. I have pinned the link. You have to click the link that has been pinned on the comment section. If you click that and follow the instruction, it will bring you to the show. This is not a regular Facebook where I invite you. If I would have done that, but I actually have pinned the link down there. You can click the link and follow the instruction, and it will bring you to the show. That's what I have to say. This, yeah. So the NAS are trying to they are looking for a scapegoat where they when they terrorize the population and said, "Oh, government did this and government done that," when there is no president of the government troop on that place. Now, for their members here overseas, going around, trashing everybody for their own problem, I don't think it is going to solve the problem. But the reality is, yes, of course, it is their absolutely right. They can, if they want to ban the president's picture, it's up to them. Who cares? They want to ban what anything? Yes, it is up to them. But absolutely banning that you okay, you said you have a country. The country is not doing well. So what would the banning of the flags do? How is it going to help your situation? Imagine here in the US, I'd be like, okay, this is enough. I don't like US anymore. Hell to this. Okay, and I ban that flag. What would be I? Probably I've been in jail somewhere because it's an act of terrorism. It has nothing. We know here a lot of people they don't like president. They call him all sort of name, and that's okay. The same thing if you do that in South Sudan, it's all right. It's your absolute right, and it's a freedom of the speech. There is no problem with that. But going after other communities, it's just hell loose. You are not making sense. And I will let you make a last point because it's getting late for me here. It's already morning, and I have
Okay.
Ithaca Odysseus. Ithaca, if you would turn your camera on, that would be nice.
You hear me? Do you
Yes.
hear me?
Can you turn on your camera?
It's not about the camera. Are you trying to kick me out if I don't have a camera? I'm trying to say something because they are mixing something here, guys. You're mixing the
Yeah, but you
protest
got to have your
with
camera
NAS.
on.
We're not
Who you
NAS.
going to talk to?
We're
We
not
don't even know
NAS.
your identity.
Okay?
David,
Listen,
it's not your
my identity is
identity.
not
The
the
reason
problem.
why we
You know,
David
if you
has
believe in freedom of
and I
speech,
think you have seen it on this show. I don't accept that because
okay, I just want you to understand. This is the way how you want it. You want to be in one side. Instead, if you want to be fair, you have to listen to the other side. Now you want to talk like we are unpatriotic. But do you know what is patriotism mean? Because if you
no,
know
Well,
no,
patriotism,
you know
you
what? We don't not
I
going to
don't have
waste
a problem.
our time to listen
oh
to
really?
your
Okay,
nonsense
that's
because
good.
we
I
don't
just
know who
wanted to
you
stop
are.
you there. Then we don't. I'm not worried if you don't want to listen to me, but I just spoke word and thank you though.
Yeah,
You
thank
know,
you.
Okay.
I was talking to the other gentleman over there. I'm not talking to you, Garang. I'm talking to the other guy because he actually more,
I see.
understanding. He
I'm
listens
reading your
clearly.
comments.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
reading your comments here. So don't pretend
May
like
I
you. I
speak?
don't
May
know
I
what
speak?
I'm
May
trying
I
to say.
speak here?
Can you
My
turn your
fellow,
camera
my
on?
fellow
Because
brothers.
we
First
don't
of
know
all,
who you.
the thing that was going out there, we're protesting for the people who are getting killed and murdered. Nobody want to listen about the pain of Equatorians. When people are speaking out, now they wanted to mix it with something else, And plus, NAS has nothing to do with that because we are not NAS. We are
Okay.
civilians who came
If
out
you are
there.
if you listen, if you are trying to defend us, I want to see your face. There is no problem
No,
here.
I'm not NAS. Did I
But
say I'm NAS?
behind camera, I don't know. I don't know who am I speaking to. So
You're
No,
speaking to a Equatorian
Peter,
man. That's all it says.
Peter, Peter.
Peter, let him go.
No, you shouldn't drop him. I know him. I know him. I was about to tell him something. I know Odysseus. Odysseus is actually a nurse. He always in Teresa Jubek radio. So I know him actually. You shouldn't drop him. And I always
well, if
brother, boy. Well,
yes.
so,
let me tell
why
you, I'm not
why
try, I'm to
ending it
not
on a
I'm not
note?
trying to
Why you
clone
give
the
us
show.
space? What is
I'm not trying to control the show, brother Bonma Food. But the reality, the fact is, if it is somebody we know already, it will be good. But if you come and say the bad thing about on behalf of Equatoria, and somebody reply back the comments, it's going to make our us bad people here. But we don't know who is actually talking to us. We can just assume who is that person. I know I'm reading his comment here on my other phone. What he writing here, that who knows? Akim come here all the time. Charles come here all the time. We respect their opinion. They are our brothers. And I can go to Equatorium show. It's not a big deal with my picture like this. So they know who is talking to them. But you cannot
Right.
just try to spy on people here and telling us you want to say something.
Right. Okay. This is the reason I was saying that you shouldn't drop him. I was about to tell him something because he always came to all shows without showing his face, without his picture. So I was about to ask him, "What's wrong with your face? Hmm? What's wrong with your face?" Even,
Well,
even,
I
even.
can't deal with that.
So he always came without picture on his on top of his whatever profile, and he always come to show hiding himself. So I don't know what's wrong with him. Is he blind? I don't know. He have no. I don't know what's wrong with him, this young man. But he always talked as somebody line up with the NAS. So I don't know today while he is denying NAS movement. He always a NAS supporter. He always talked in Teresa show. He always talked in a Kim show, and he's always behind the NAS. So I don't know today why he's hiding, why he's not supporting NAS anymore, and why he's saying that he's not a NAS supporter while he is always. And that's why I told them that all of you are fake because
Both,
you will
both,
you will deny your movement in the middle of the day, in the daylight. Okay, right now he's denying us in the daylight, and you always say that these are the people that fighting for the Equatorian, but right now he's denying them. Okay, and that's why I call them, fake patriotism toward Equatorians. These people are not doing the right thing to the Equatorian. These people are betraying the hospitality of Equatoria. These are not the real Equatorian. The real Equatorian are the people that we stand with the South Sudan People Liberation Army since it started until today. But the people today in the Facebook, the people today who went to Washington, these are the fake people that who are not the real Equatorian. They want to destroy the hospitality of Equatorian. People like him. What is his name? Odysseus. Okay. So Odysseus actually today
I think
denying us.
his other name is he tried to hide his identity. Even Equatorial show, he don't show his identity. But
And
his
actually,
other name is Muslim God. That's him too. So
yeah, actually, even those Equatorian shows,
oh,
they are
okay.
doing wrong thing.
Both,
They should have kicked him out
both,
because you cannot be hosting somebody always who hide himself. Hmm?
both. I
Yes,
am not cutting you, but I want people. This is why I want people all the time. When you join the show, make sure you give yourself a time, read the title, understand the context of the show. This show has nothing to do with Equatoria. But someone, when they see now, they show up and say it's Equatoria. The topic here is simple to say it is time for South Sudan government to designate it as a terrorist organization because they have been terrorizing the population in the Central Equatoria around Juba for the past few years, for the past few months. Yet their supporters here are going around burning the flag of South Sudan. So, for those who are trying to defend Equatoria, yes, we understand the person in the video, Bashir, we know as always, he put himself as an equatorial barrier, which I don't believe in it, and I have already mentioned at the beginning of the show, we can categorize this as an equatoria because these people, they don't represent Equatoria. Equatoria have their own leaders, uh, civilized leaders, religious leaders, uh, traditional leaders and political leaders. So these people, they are not boys of Equatoria. So I don't know
listen.
why people here come in and say, okay, Equatoria will depend on Equatoria. We are going to separate from Equatoria. If you want to do that, if you're absolutely right, go do it. I don't have a
Listen,
problem. My problem, you
listen,
pick up a gun and
listen,
kill the population and
Peter,
kill someone else is doing it is my problem. If you want to go and
Peter,
fight with the kid in J1, go ahead. You are absolutely, you are entitled.
Peter, listen. Now we shouldn't even be worried anymore about Bashir, because I already find out about him. And I heard some very good things about Bashir and the reason why he's so upset with the Dinka. So Bashir is a person that we shouldn't even be worried, because the reason why he's fighting is a childish reason. You know, Bashir is fighting because of things that happened to him in Khartoum. You know, things that happened to him in Khartoum. You know, he was a maid. You know, he was a maid to one of. He was a maid, like something called auntie. He was a maid boy, and I heard that by then there was what they call the money. You know, the money that used to be paid to. No. How do we? Yeah, dinar. You know, dinar. So I
Yeah,
heard that he
dinner.
used to work in one of. Yeah, he used to be a maid in one of the Dinkas' house in Khartoum, and he had been working, and then I don't know what happened. He was not paid. You know, he was not paid his dues. So by
Oh,
then
okay.
he was about to travel to Egypt to do the process to come to United States. You know, so he was not paid, and after that there was a little fight about that case. You know, so he was chased away from the house, and he couldn't make it to Egypt. So that's why he hate Dinka. So he was one of the maid. He was one of the maid in the Dinka house in Khartoum. You know, he was a maid boy. You know,
I heard
so
that he was claiming that
yeah,
Dinka man raped him and so knocked him. So uh,
yes,
and he's in the country where people can be raped. So you have to be careful. If they hear that he had been raped before, then they will get on him. They will
yeah,
actually take it as the homosexual
You
guy.
guys have just killed my show. I would
yeah.
not.
Even the rape that he claimed, you know, I heard that also he was just homeless in Khartoum, and he was just loitering around Dukan speaker Khartoum, Dukanet Kide. So maybe he falls asleep, and one of his countrymen Arab met him and he thought it's Dinka. He's upset with Dinka because of things that happened to him. So it's not actually, we are not going to take this up on us, because he's fighting about all things that happened to him too, you know. So he should have asked us so we can pay him this, how many dinaros that was not paid to him, you know. I don't know how many dinaros that was not paid. We need to find out and pay him so he can leave us alone. So
Yes.
Bashir was a
Anyway,
maid up in Khartoum. He
let
was
that go.
working in one of
Brother, let that topic go. Let Bashir go with his own nonsense. But here, our problem here when we come to the media,
Bashir was, I don't,
um,
I think
born
that
your network is kind of
I think that man have raped him so hard, and that's why
wrestling with
he's so
you.
mad.
All right.
I think the
So
guy who raped Bashir raped him so hard, and that's why he's so mad.
Both
Bon, let it go. Let it go.
Hello, Bona. How are you? Welcome to Lake State Media.
Before my brother come, here is my message here. The people that are dying in South Sudan, they are not Equatorian people. They are not Dinka. They are not Bargadan people. They are not Afanan. They are South Sudanese. Our problem here, we need to stop that. We don't want to lose nobody. It doesn't matter you met from Equatoria, you're one of the tribe that is actually doesn't like the president of South Sudan. Please try to fight it your own way. If you are from Madi, don't come and kill. Don't go to actually area because you are bordering with them and kill them. Kira actually got people there because on behalf of the government, that government will be accountable for. No, we are losing. You are actually making a mess in our country. So these people that you are killing, they not belong to you. Whoever is born in the country is belong to the country. So I
Uh,
think he's going to come back.
I don't know. Bona left. Bona, you
He's
can
go,
talk and
Bona is. I think he's going to come back. Internet, the network dropped him. So
okay.
that's my message.
Bona is
My
back.
brother, Bona may come and pick it up from there. So we all have to be honest here. Do not mix up the messages because you are fighting too much stuff that nobody will understand your case. What is the problem exactly? What you are fighting for? But if you identify what you are fighting for, we may have a solution as a whole country for it. But if you are fighting the name, it will not help. I yield it back to you. Welcome, my brother.
Oh, thank you, brothers. My name is Sylvester Bonham. Maybe some of you may know me. I'm one of the Lost Boys. Um, we survive all together as brothers when we are in the bush. But when we come to Western world, we become to be, uh, making separations. Um my coming to this show is I saw you guys discussing the issues of supposed to be the issues of our own country.
Flat.
All right, guys, I just want to give you advice that insult will not take us anywhere, will not give benefit for our country to come together. If we are intellectuals, let's work on a spirit of bringing peace to our people. Okay, I know Equatorians are pissed off. We, as a Sudanese, we have to ask ourselves, why are we putting our people suffering? That's the one thing that we have to ask ourselves. Why are we against each other? You know, if there is a problem, why can't we come together and then talk as an intellectuals, not insulting? You know, right? Equatorians are pissed off because there is a lot of things going in Eastern Equatoria. There is a killing. It's not only Equatorians alone. Even Dinga, Nuer, all these were Sudanese, were South Sudanese. The country that we are talking about, we fought for it together. Not only one tribe fought for South Sudan. We have to put that in our mind. You know, anybody will not claim that he fought for South Sudan for only the one tribe. Everybody, every community shed the blood because of that country. If we have a problem among ourselves, we have to be intellectuals, not putting hatred. You know, we calm down and then we solve our problems. And then we figure out why our people having these problems. Is it the government or is it our people themselves? You know, if we really want to solve the problem, but we start insulting, you are from Dinga, you are from Nuer, you are kida, kida, kida. Ma begi ya jama, ma begi. kalina sibu kalam farre ya jama. Nas algi mutu inak de ma gale dinga barau bimutu wala Equatoria barau gimutu. The Sudanese gimutu. Yala algi mutu inak de yala algi mutu inak de musagbal ta South Sudan. We supposed to talk about it,
Thank you.
you know. Kere sibu kalam farre de ya jama. That's
Uh,
the advice I wanted to give to you guys.
uh,
And thank you.
thank you, Brother Bona, for your advice. And I believe every community uh, they are angry. They have their own problem that they don't like, and I would, I would be um, dumb or stupid to sit here and say, "Oh, why is this community is it complaining?" It is their absolutely right. Even individuals, if they don't like how things are going in South Sudan, yes, it is their absolutely right. They can have their anger whichever way they want, and that's okay. Our problem, and as individual as Peter Cannon, also being a host here at social media, we have been thinking all along, saying, we had enough of fighting. We have killed ourselves enough. Anybody that is picking up the gun and want to kill someone, it's absolutely no. And the problem that I had this topic tonight is particularly about NAS. And the NAS, if you defending NAS and say Equatoria is this, then there are two conflicting stories you are telling us. NAS is a rebel movement, so it doesn't represent Equatoria, unless if they want to say, oh yes, it's an Equatorial movement. Okay, then it is a different story. But if I'm
Okay.
talking particular about
Can,
NAS,
can I can
what,
I ask you one question?
yes.
One question.
Mhm.
Uh, I know that there is a rebels. It's not only Equatorians uh, a rebel. I'm quite sure there is a Dinka, also a rebel. Let me give you an example of why Carbino was ambushed and killed. Can you answer me for that?
Well,
Carbino is a lost boy, and
okay,
just
Just a minute.
dude,
Just a
hang
minute.
on,
You know,
Dominic,
can I?
hang on 1 second. Hang on 1 second, Dominic. And this is what I'm trying to say. You look, Carbino was killed because he was a rebel, right?
yes.
But he was not because he was from Dinga. It doesn't. It automatically doesn't translate it. That was a Dinga movement. Paul Malonga one is a rebel, right? Does that translate it automatically is a Dinka rebel?
Okay. Let me ask you this. Uh, uh, Whatever the guy who that one Thomas Cirillo rebel, he doesn't rebel only for Equatorians. He rebelled because of the system in
Absolutely.
our country.
Okay. And
He
And he must.
rebelled because he wanna fight the
Brother,
system. We
we
gotta put
must.
this in
Okay.
our minds, guys.
okay.
Hey,
People we are intellectuals. Let us listen and then
Bona,
let's figure the problems.
Bona. Now do you
hold on.
understand my point?
Yes.
Do you understand my point? What I'm trying to say here, if we talk about NAS as an organization, as a rebel, we are not talking about Equatoria. So this is what I'm trying to separate it for people to understand.
Okay.
Unless you want to tell me, yes, NAS is a Equatorial movement, then that's a different scenario. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. But I'm going to give this chance to a dude for a second. Kamis and Bol, you two hang on, and also hang on, Bona. Dude, go
Okay.
ahead. If you want to talk real so bad, now it is finally here. Go ahead.
Dude, I was going to give the answer back to my brother. Yeah. Go ahead, dude.
Dude, can
Okay.
you hear me?
Can I comment?
Go
Yes.
ahead.
Go ahead, dude. You can take off your headphone.
Dude, come
I
up.
don't
Okay.
even I don't even know,
As we all,
Peter, why it's not even showing our names anymore. I don't see nobody name, even mine.
Oh, maybe your system is not good, bro.
Because the title was there. Dude, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I see.
Dude,
okay, Thomas Chirilo rebelled, and Thomas Chirilo was targeting a certain group, and this group was Dinka. Do you know from the side of Western Equatoria, Eastern Equatoria, and Central Equatoria, Dinkas have been removed from the caste, being called names. The name of MTN, Farm. Thomas Chirilo is not fighting for the nation. Thomas Chirilo is not fighting for socialism, or is not fighting for the people. He's fighting for Equatorian people. And Equatorian have this mentality of that Dinka must leave Equatoria. When must somebody leave from his own country?
Okay.
Must somebody leave his own? This one.
Okay.
No, hold on.
Can I ask you one question?
Bashir. And then Bashir, and then Bashir recently
Leave
wanted to
about
burn
Bashir
the flag.
Bashir. My brother, we are talking here. Leave about Bashir Bashir. We are talking here. Leave about Bashir Bashir.
We're talking about NAS. We're talking about this Thomas Cirillo. So when we're talking about like Thomas Cirillo rebellion, it's something different. It's something different from other like rebels. Okay. The target of Thomas Cirillo is to remove like Dinka from Equatoria. Is to deal with Dinka separately. It's not with the regime. It's not dealing with the regime. It's not dealing with the regime.
Let me clarify something, my brother. Let me clarify something over here. Thomas Cirillo and Paul Malone. Okay.
They're not together. They're not together.
They're
not together.
Okay. Ask yourself. Okay. Okay. Ask yourself. Ask yourself. Why is Cameroon?
Buona, can you let dude finish? Maybe I don't think he hear you. Dude is not hearing you.
I just want to make this comment to him. Ask yourself why Malone, Paul Malone, is a commander in chief in that one, the army. Why Paul Malone rebel? Ask yourself.
Well, Buona, the thing is, Paul Malone is not fighting anybody now because he's respecting the secession of hostility. But Thomas Cirillo is not.
Have you seen any?
It's not respecting that.
Malone on the ground like lynching people? I got. So now let's say like a flag of our supreme nation is bigger than us. We shall all die. We shall all leave the flag. We shall all leave South Sudan. We shall all die. So we have to respect and defamation of our own country by going to the White House. By going to the White House and burn the flag, in front of White House.
Let me tell you, my brother.
That's negative.
Let me tell you, I don't support that. I don't support that.
That's my country.
On my heart, that's what I'm not for. What I'm for, I need South Sudan to be peaceful. I need the people to be moving peaceful. Okay? I don't want to insult anything. I don't want people to die for no reason. If we see there is a problem, we have to figure out how to solve that problem. If it is a government, we have all collectively against the government.
Let's wait for the ballot. 2023 is not too far. 2023 is not too far. That's the ballot. Let's wait for the ballot. Let me vote. You know, my vote is my secret. My vote is my secret. When I vote for either Waniga, when I vote for Salva Kiir, when I vote for James Waniga, Nyande, Rebecca, I choose to vote for such people. If I want peace.
No.
My brother, dude, Buona.
Uh, don't mix anything.
Can
Nobody
I
voted.
interrupt you?
Let me tell you, nobody vote for those leaders. To be honest, we didn't have,
Can I
we
interrupt
didn't
you?
make an election. The
Bona.
election that we did is for self determination. If you are correct, if I'm correct, okay. Oh,
Bona, do you hear me?
now these now these leaders, nobody vote for them. To be honest,
Kamis, you comment. Kamis, you can comment. Yeah, you can comment, Kamis.
Bona, let me say this. We've been in the show before. My uh, I actually my high respect on you. You exactly know what you're talking about. This is where we mix our topics are mixed here. We have two different incidents. We have the incident of the bodyguard of our vice president gunned down last month. We have the incident that the protest was actually conducted in Washington D.C.
Mhm,
Last week, and that caused a red flag to all the South Sudanese.
mhm,
Why? It's because the flag was actually some of them they just put it down and they just dancing on it. Some of them Bashir burn the flag and they just won't do it the way they want it. This actually this is the problem. This the why we said it the problem. Those people went out there. They were actually protest on behalf of Equatorians.
okay.
And the second thing is whereby the people that are killing people in Equatoria are NAS, the NAS organization is a rebel. So when we come back here and connect the dot, this is where it sounds to somebody like it's sometime like we are actually talking about Equatoria in Europe. But no, what we are condemning here is the burning of nation flag. And I said my message very clear already. You, Equatoria, you need to hold these people accountable. They're making their own individual crime on your on the on your behalf on the name of the region, and that region have actually 37 tribes in there. And you cannot go and commit crime on behalf of the majority. This is our claim. It's totally wrong, and we condemn it. It's not acceptable. That's misbehavior. That's a disrespectful to Equatoria itself. The people that you wrote their name on there, you read the name of Equatoria, and that's what we are condemning. When we come back to NAS,
Thank you.
the NAS is actually the one that killing people in the Equatorial area. And those who are they are actually killing, they are civilian. They're not government. They're not even fighting the government. They go to the area and kill their own people, and then they claim that the government is killing the people, Equatorians. So we know what they are trying to do. They try to divert the attention of all the Equatorians against the government. But we've been there, my brother. We've been there. Even we become a politician now. People think that you hold the office, you become politician. But you know that your point that you are talking, that's a politics. Well, that's what we say. We need to separate this. These people are committing crime, killing our own people. Equatorian, they are South Sudanese. We don't want to lose nobody there. You want to fight the government? Please stay in your area as the soldiers and pay the government soldiers. Don't go to the villages and kill innocent people on behalf of the try and pretend to be the government. They're killing them. That's my claim. When it comes back to the reason that actually everybody have his own reason that is rebel. If you can remember, Thomas Cirillo said that exactly on the radio. You Equatorians you are pushing me to rebel. But if I'm going to rebel, I don't want you to die like when I rebelled in Juba in 1992. He said it. Why? Because when you're going to rebel, there will be a consequences. He's going to rebel with the people that are armed, and they will fight. And this is what the consequences that is actually said at that time is facing us today. Okay, let's come back as my brother, and you're looking for the solution. This is, and I watch the videos. Only Equatorial, a lot of Equatorians, they hate you. Why? It's because you want the united South Sudan. That's your message based on every time. But here is my point. The name Equatoria does not define you to be a bad guy. It's only you yourself define yourself to be a bad guy, like Bashir Bashir. Some of the Equatorians, if they find him or across the street, they want to slaughter him. I swear God, because what he did is
You're
not
right, bro.
acceptable.
You're right.
So yeah, go ahead.
Um, you're right on that point. But as you put it, this is some of my brothers putting that Equatorians rebel. Okay. Uh, why is it Equatorian a rebel? We have to ask ourselves. What is the reason that the Equatorians is pissed off? Also, we have to reason on that. You know.
That reason is to me is not actually a reason that can go and be defined by somebody. When somebody rebel, when Thomas Chirino rebelled himself, he did not rebel fighting the government. That's he rebelled claiming that the land grabbing is actually is the topic of rebellion.
Okay.
And when you are rebel about the land and you
Hmm.
come back and kill those people that you are claiming the land is belong to them. So what are you doing? This is our question here. If you rebel about who you want to fight, is that the Dinka or you fighting the government? And you say you claiming the government. He did not say the Dinka, by the way. He said the government. That's what he said. I have to put the word out. Somebody said it. Some
Hmm.
people just translate it their way. They say Dinka, but he said the government
Right.
officials are grabbing the land in Juba. Okay, and
Okay.
that's his accusation. Okay, of course, when you come back, you try to take that land. Why do you actually come back and kill those people that are supposed to be living in that land and free them? This is where our problem is. You leave the government where the government troops are. You don't go and fight with them, but you just come to the villages and burn down the villages and kill people. This is not going to. This is not good. What happened in Pajulu? It sounds some people just preach it because the government. But what happened in Pajulu? It's actually not called did it. But you cannot kill all the South Sudanese in that name and try to get away with it. That's why we said this organization is a terrorist organization because it's killing our own people that are supposed they're supposed to free them from the oppressors according to their translation. But at the same time, you coming back and kill them. So the reason why he rebel is not only Equatorial that are rebel because of land. Some land in the Equatorian, they have no Nuer in there, they have no Dinka there because they are the people that doesn't live in the Equatorial. So and
Okay.
there's no Chuluk there, there's no Anuak, and there's no Murle that is grabbing their land. So what is the issue here? Go and fight in the land that nobody actually grabbing it.
Okay, brother, you are clear on that point. But my point is this: if the things that happen in Pojulu area, if our government really want to make a difference, they should have initiate the committee and go and investigate what happened over there. But to my understanding, I don't see any government representative going there and investigate the accident, that incident that took place over there. You know, um, as a son of a Equatorian, uh, I have my concern to be in that particular part, because I'm concerned if our government, if something happens like that, why should our government not take committee and investigate particular incident? You know, that's why, to my understanding, that's why some of the Equatorians get pissed off, and then they started demonstration. For me, I don't like it. For me, actually, I don't like it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to cut you off, but this is the solution you actually always talk about, and then the other Equatoria start abusing you as well. I listened to some show that you talk sometime. They just frame you to the way that they want, because people don't have the same agenda at the same time. Yes, these are the issues that we have to sit down as a South Sudanese,
Mm-hmm.
and you consider one of those intellectual, and you want to make a change. You make the change in the government, that what the government is doing, what you did, why we're not hearing the report, and we're not
Mm-hmm.
seeing the investigation is being going on, and there are
Exactly.
two parties, involved here,
Mm-hmm.
your troop and the rebel.
Rebel.
They
Yeah.
they they involved here in this incident. Why you
Mm-hmm.
not investigating the incident, and you have the
Exactly.
authority to do
Yeah.
investigation?
Yeah.
When you come and explain it to me like that, I don't take it personally as a dinka. I take it as your right, and this is our right. We have to pressure the government to do the job.
Mm-hmm.
That's our role as a citizen. But
Yeah.
if you go and leave that topic behind there and attack me personally, or just come and attack my tribe, then you taking the incident that happened in Equatoria, you take it away from the government hand, and you take it away from the rebel hand, and leave them free. They will go. They will get away with it. Because nobody is actually questioning them. They'll get away with it, and we become a victim. Why we are not part of the problem? So I understand that's what you say, and this is the voice we always wanted to say. Yes, I support the government, I myself, but if the government making a wrong move, we have to tell them, hey, our government, we have to do this. You have to step up when somebody commit any crime. Please let us know at what certain degree have you made a judgment as our eyes and our ears to know what went wrong and what happened actually. Okay. So now I understand your point, and we need people like this. What my comment I can say, please, my brother, don't shy away from those who are actually abusing you. Yes, I know there's some Dinka will abuse you. There are some Nuer will abuse you. The same Equatoria that abusing you every day. And I can tell you the one of the story. Simon Obui, I live with him. He's a good guy. He's been living with all the with Dinka for a long time. He speak Dinka. He used to support the government, but when he tried to say his opinion, how the government do the wrong thing and how the rebel are actually Riek Machar is wrong, so all the Equatorian, they put a pressure on him, abusing him every day. Then he turned around. Now he become part of the issue, and I keep telling him, "Hey, my brother, we live together. We still live here. There's nothing is going to separate us." So, can you put that on mute, please? So, I understand your point, and this is the movement that we have to go to keep moving on. Not everybody is going to understand us, but we have to say it in a honest way. I understand you now what you said. Yes, it's a failure of the government to investigate the incident, why what took place in that area. Even though the government have hand on it, they have to tell us, yes, this is what we did. Because if we were actually trying to protect the civilian, okay, we can hear that. And this is what the NAS did. But if you just leave it point blank, we don't get the answers. So I understand. Thank you. We have to put our thing correctly, but we cannot just try to abuse our nation. We just saying ourselves. Even though you become a nation today, if I wanted a nation of Dinka, and what I wanted, what I say, and I'm trying to abuse others, nobody is going to understand my point.
Yes.
I have to stop from there, and now you
Thank
make
you.
our show back to where it's supposed to be, because it's good to understand people to understand themselves. Intellectualism is very important. You don't just write to the conclusion and try to put in your emotion. Uh,
Thank you,
it
Dan.
don't work that way. You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Dan Kamis. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
what you said, and that's what I stand for. Um, you guys, particular we called those boys. We went through hardship. You know, we don't want our people to go through what we have been through. You see, if we have a problem with in our country, we those boys, we have to stand together and come with the solution how we can solve the problems. Leave about people that is setting a abuse or insult. You know, it's not good for our benefit. It's not good for our country. We can disagree, but leave about that insulting. We disagree on point, and then we come together and then negotiate about it, and we come with a good solution and move forward. That's what actually understandable people do. Even the country that we are living in, they have a problem. You know, they have a problem. Right now, we are just talking. There is a demonstration going on. You know, there is burning things, but because they're burning those things, because what hurt them. You know, let's take that also as a point over there. You know, they didn't burn the things without reason. There is a reason for it. As an intellectuals, we have to see it, we have to consider it, and we have to talk about it and come with the solution.
Thank you. The only one thing that I may disagree with you,
Yeah.
burning the flags. I don't know where you are in the U.S. or you are in Australia or Canada, but burning the flag is a crime. You are in U.S. here with us. It's a crime, to
My
be
brother,
honest.
I'm in USA.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
Burning the
in the
flag
USA.
down.
My brother, let me tell you, I'm against that. But you cannot prevent those kind of things. Even in America today, they burn the flag, you know. But those people, you cannot prevent it. That is a civil disobedience, you know. So we can talk about it, but it's too late. We cannot do
Yes,
anything.
yeah, thank you. It's too late. What we can do to prevent the other incident to happen again, somebody may take it on the street
Exactly.
again tomorrow and burn it down.
Hmm.
That's a civil crime. You
Yeah.
have to pay the consequences for it. Even though in America here, you can, if there is no camera, you can do anything. But if you burn the flag in that camera, and the camera actually took your image, the authorities will track you down and book you to jail. It doesn't matter. You are son of Donald Trump or whoever, as a
Yeah.
crime. This is what we're trying to commit. This is what
We,
we are actually condemning here.
I
But the rest,
understood that,
like I
brother.
said myself very clear, if they took the picture of the president here and they burn it down on the street, nobody will ask them a question. That is their civil right. Uh, that's their freedom of speech. That's their freedom of
Expression.
exercise, their own freedom of expression. But the only one thing everybody respect, we all live in the U.S. here. We will, if they are here at South Sudanese and they try to be American citizen like they are, and one day something happen like that Black Lives Matter, do not try to take American flag and burn it down or try to abuse it in public. My friend, I'm telling you, the FBI will book your ass to the jail. No, there's no argument for that. This is what we are telling our people. Whoever did it is that's a crime. You can exercise your own right. Tell the world what you don't like, what happened to you, and what you are fighting for. But do not go as far as those people went to burn down the flag of South Sudan. That's our point here, and that's my point.
Uh, I understood your point as myself as well. I don't like it. You know, I don't like the way that they took things like that. I know they are frustrated, but not
Bona,
on that context.
Bona,
Yes.
Silva Bona, I have a question for you.
All right.
Uh, I I don't mean to be disrespectful. If you don't like to answer the question, you don't have to answer.
Okay.
My question is simple. I understand you as a lost boy like myself, as a gentleman like myself. Back in the day, we don't have the brother is your colleague. Is the
Okay.
one that you eat together. Is the one that will take you to hospital when you get sick. They look after you. And I
Okay.
believe most of us lost boy will still have that mentality. But
Okay.
young people don't understand.
Okay.
Looking at the whole picture of the incident of this happened, with regardless the rebellion of Thomas Kirlo, if the NAS is not representing Equatoria, one, how about these people? They claim here they are Equatoria. For example, like those of Issachar, the one who joined the show earlier, and I want to see his face. All of us want to see who is speaking. We know Silva is speaking, regardless of your opinion. Nobody's going to go after you. Why do you say this? Even if you say the government of South Sudan is full of shit, whatever it is, it's you're absolutely right. Nothing to hide on. Why would you hide on? The only thing that is not acceptable is threatening individual or a society. I cannot do that. I cannot threaten Equatoria. I cannot threaten a leader. I cannot threaten you as individual as Bona. You have a freedom of speech like me. I don't have a right to threaten your life. That's the only thing not acceptable. But the question now is, are these people who claim they are Equatoria, they are dissidents, are they representing Equatoria, or is it an individual opinion? Is NAS representing the agenda of Equatoria, or is that just is that just okay? It's a Thomas Chirilo, it's a comrade Thomas Chirilo who is citizen, doesn't like idea how things are going in the country, or is he representing the voice of Equatoria?
Yeah. Hey, do you need Tums or Rolaids? Do you know what that means?
No, I don't.
Tums or Rolaids?
Yeah.
These little things you eat to get rid of heartburn. You don't have it, do you?
Oh no, I don't have that.
All right.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yes. So the question is simple: are they representing Equatoria,
Good.
or they are just individuals?
Uh,
Is NAS as an organization, let's say a rebellion, is it representing Equatoria, or is it just happened? It's a Equatoria that did not like what is happening. This guy who are burning the flags, claiming, oh, it's because Equatoria has been mistreated. Are they representing Equatoria, or that are they representing themselves as individuals? Because I have tried
brother.
to separate it all this thing all night. These people, they don't represent Equatoria. Equatoria have leaders. They have spiritual leaders. They have political leaders.
My brother. This question. You can present that question to those who actually did that kind of things. To me, I will not be able to answer your question. That's depend on that particular people. Uh, like me, I'm a Equatorian, but I have own uh, my own concern, or as a Equatorian, my own way to do to solve the problem. You know, me 100%. I don't like the way they conduct the things. If you want to conduct the problems, you have to conduct the problems in a legitimate ways, not just you shut up and all this. If it is me, I would do like this. I will ask my government, our government, first what actually is taking place. If the government is not responding to me in to 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 the group that concerning about that, then there is another way we should conduct uh, the way we should conduct it. But some other people, they have a different way of conducting things. So that particular question will go to those people.
Okay, thank you. Because I have been trying so hard tonight to make sure two things doesn't go together. NAS is an organization. Even though it happened to be run by Equatorian Sun, it doesn't translate as a NAS organization. Like, for example, I'll give an example earlier. Malong is a rebel. It's not representing Dinga. It's Malonga one who is dissident. The same thing, Kabino was, he was rebel. He happened to be a Dinka son, but he was not rebel because he was a Dinga and representing the voice of the Dinga. And these people have here, like son of Equatoria, what is his name? Ithaca. They are mixing apple and, apple and orange. But thank you for
Peter,
your honesty. I really appreciate. This is a civilized conversation. I don't have to choke you to make your point, and you don't have to choke me. You don't have to translate it, a thing, an issue from a standpoint of a government to a dinga. It's not going to help you. Translate it to Equatoria. It's not going to help you.
Okay, my brother, let me put it these things
Peter,
and
I'm at work. Give me a second. Sylvester, just wait.
uh,
You're gonna come. You will stay
let
with
me
Peter.
finish this. I got.
No, you will stay with Peter.
Hold
Just
on, I
wait.
got.
You will
Good
stay
to
with
see
Peter.
you, bro. Good to see you. Let me answer him. Okay, my brother. You are on a point. As I stated before, there's some people like you. You have a different way to do uh, solve your problems. Okay, let me come to the organizations uh, and the people that are rebelling. You're right. Some people they form organization uh, in the name of people, uh, in the name of a group of people. Okay, but their intention is not directed to that particular region. We have to understand that too. For example, when we are in a bush, Carbina rebel doesn't mean that the Barakazal people rebel all. Okay, Carbina was from Barakazal, but doesn't mean that the Barakazal all Barakazal are rebel. Okay, Carbina has his own group, and then the rebel come to William Nyon. William Nyon rebel doesn't mean that Nuer all Nuer rebel. Okay, some Nuer live with us in the bush. Okay, that's the group, the separate groups. Their objective, nobody knows it. Okay, we have to distinguish those kind of things if we really want to solve the problem.
Thank you. Abur,
Yeah, Peter. A long time no see, brother. How you doing?
I know, buddy. It
It
has been
disappeared.
a
Keep
while.
Sylvester.
That's my battalion brother. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, and also Den
My my
Kamisgana.
my my first time to be in a show with Abu Diggin.
Yeah, I know. That's good. That's
It looks
good.
like I would have been tripping, digging for a little bit.
Yeah, even when I said Fukulu Mafia, Shalo Asma, Peter. It's Artaban, Anna Basila Malik, Anna Basila Malik.
Agud is
Yeah,
fighting to
thank you,
take
bro.
over the. Agud is fighting to take over the position of Young Council of Elders. So that's
No,
why he
no,
keep
no.
digging that long.
No, no. Nothing like that, man. So,
Welcome,
Okay, go ahead.
they gonna
hey,
what's up? That, you know,
welcome, Jim Council of
no
Elders.
problem. You know, Ana
Uh,
Basila Malokum, Peter, Deng Kamis, Sylvester.
Yes, bro.
The problem, Kalati, and that's those people who decided to burn the flag or spit on the flag. They supposed to differentiate between government of South Sudan, the
Mhm.
ruling party, by that SPLM, and South Sudan has a nation with its flag. These are total two different things. In South
Exact,
Sudan, in South Sudan, we have more than 19 parties. These
exact,
parties are not South Sudan. They are parties within South Sudan. These parties can rule and they can go, and South Sudan will stay right there because South Sudan is the identity of people of South Sudan. All,
exactly.
all these tribes, they're identified by what? By South Sudan. They're not
Yes,
identified by Dinka, they're not identified by Nuer or by Shuli or Bari. So those brothers and sisters who went to Washington, D.C. and protest, what they were doing is called segregation. America cannot support segregation. America fought it and ended segregation, and they will not allow, or they will never allow any person or association or a country to, they will not associate with it. So, al-mabdub that al-ayamal al-fatad, whoever has organized that, whether it was, Nadafa or, NAS, they have made, a risking, strategical, fate. They have sealed their fate for good. Sudan Kadola if you don't want the government in power, you fight the government. And also you try to lobby to get other Genovese. You can get it from Denka, from Nuer, and they can support
Exactly.
you if you don't want the government in power. But when you said that you don't want South Sudan, be flag without them, yeah, my brother, we can even burn you alive. Mungkin naharaga. Because Balada, Catalnas, it killed more than 5 million people. 2.5 million by the UN. The statistic is bigger than that. How many people die in the battlefield? Kaje Shabi. More than 100,000 has killed in war. Finnas Marba Arianin, Mindum Jism, Mindum Wudum, like they fought and they didn't
Even
even witness.
Akil Mat,
They did,
Nas
yeah.
fought Bindun Akil.
Yes, they did not witness the split of South Sudan. And they are happy even in their own graves. Intermulu, who are you to come here and say that you want South Sudan to be the fear and you want to say that you must send about Adengum Tanwer and Muslim Sudan. South Sudan government, if you are hearing in your parliament, you can pass a legislation, make it a criminal. If someone burned the flag of South Sudan, that person belongs to prison. There is no negotiation with that person because that person is targeting the nation, the identity of South Sudanese. South Sudan government is not a tribal government. If you can look now in the government, there's so many people from across South Sudan. Even me, I disagree with this government in power. I support it and I disagree with it. That doesn't mean that I have problem with South Sudan. The answer is no. South Sudan is what we have fought for. It took us 50 years plus, 200 plus, since the 1820s, since the Ottoman Kingdom came to Sudan. So Al-Junubin, the Nas Ethica, Unas Lulu, Munu Maradam, and then the Gulokumi and Nas. Selva Kiri Bimshi. Lakin what we have done is called national security problem. You have breached the national security of South Sudan. They will make it, they will find you. Whether you become Tizen, you will go to prison for it because you have violated the identity of South Sudan. Well, I come to America, that will never listen to you. Because it's called segregation. It's the inter-eyes to Kunzol, you want to fight the government. Why don't organize in a good way? Al-Haraka Shabi, why that film succeeded? Because that film succeeded because they was fighting for Sudan. And because of Sudan, if he gabil with Sudan shackle, Angas the shackle, Nuba shackle, Darfur shackle, Finaya. Other Sudan win. Sudan is what? Sudan is facing a dismemberment. Because Al Mabu can Sudan, it was not understood, but when it was explained, it differed. Sudan is Fahimin. So yeah, Junubin with Anadol, the Dugulka Equatorian Dol. You will face the ultimate justice in South Sudan. Salva Kiir guide, Ulama guide, the Omasha, as well be there, will never leave you alone. You will pay for it. إذا دخلوك سنتين كم سنة تكون معبوش للدولة لأن تعمل خطأ. This is actually a risking fate. You see your fate. So Ajama, let us try to be reasonable. إذا أنت ما دار حكومة, you fight the حكومة في أسلوب كويس. You fight the government in a way that you can get support from others. You can get support from a good Zata, from Peter here, from Denka Misgarang, from Sylvester here. But when you are saying that you are targeting tribe, you are targeting the country, your identity, you are what? You are creating a treason and espionage. Wajah dah sebelum aku masa makan belit aku nana, it would have sent mungkin ambil kanun ke death. Lezo ada University nana dah kata saja jema. We have fought this war. You cannot come and say you want to afraid after we become independent only 9 years. Listen ini udut ma Sudan. Listen maga some now. Abi is a guide. Blue now you are lupa listen under the CPA. And then you are saying what? Right now, you will never succeed from South Sudan. So another majanin. These people, they have mental, they are insane. They have insanity. They don't reason, they have nothing to offer, and they belong where? They belong to prison.
I'm
Yes.
not cutting you, but Bona, you have already been disowned by by because you are not too extreme. You are not talking about Dinga. You are not talking about the Equatorial tribe. Now you are being called a lost Equatorial. This is sad. People know
Mental,
that you have your opinion.
Peter.
You are not defending it. You are not here defending a government of South Sudan or defending on Equatoria. But you are saying how should we continue with this conversation. How can we correct ourselves? But now people are calling you a name. That's how sad it is. I'm going to go ahead.
Peter, again, I have 2 minutes and I leave. My message is Peter, and as though Al-Azin Equatoria is a Halian Azin Equatoria. What are the plan? Why they don't read books to distinguish between what they are fighting for? Isn't a guy, if you want segregation, you go and read American books. What happened in America before you go to Washington, D.C.? At the same time, I saw them, they were questioning, people were sitting down there. White House is a place for everybody. You can go and hang out and sit down. Why you go and talk to all the Denk of the Nuer? What does it do to that? It could be a black guy. It could be a Nuer guy. If the people want there to go and hang out, and you have question them, and not only brother, mentally, I think they are sick. As though no one knows his face. This guy is fake. Good tropical fake news is a fake guy because his face is not known. This may be in the Photoshop boys. So, and then the Gulia Etika, Una Lulu, Wallahi Lazim. As long as the Gula Gul is alive, Peter Kenya is alive, Deng Kamisgang is alive, Sylvester is alive here, you live in South Sudan, my brothers, my sisters, you will face the ultimate justice in South Sudan. We don't play with South Sudan. You can try South Sudan government.
You can take people to justice before you become a chief justice.
Peter, I will never play a game with these people.
You gotta give us a chance to stand before the magistrate.
Because you know what, these people, they are disgrace the country. They don't understand what the hell they are doing. They're supposed to do it professionally and do it the right way. Them you get support from others. Like into the move for the gold guy want to split. I don't forget 9 years. Listen to Udud Mashimala Sudan, my Kenya, my Suvia, my Uganda. We're still fighting to gain our territory. Our map is not even complete. And then you want to say split, and that's the hell. These people are they human? Do the thing yaki? This is the thing? Yeah, and I think please. Wallah lazim. And I go to my father. Wallah. Like you Sudan. And about these all. And about dick for Kanu. One about border alatul. And my father. Lana Junub the Wapani. Junub the Anna. Junub the Katala Ruan Nas. As in Ajesna. Man in a bad Mafi. Into a book Mafi. Who another Kulu. Lan Nazul Marne Ajara Watan. Who my shadow has the infasal. It's a mad. You don't say thank you. Junub, well, you good for Enoch, we good for Razak, we good female to Maderu. You go and take Salva Kiir out as you want. Go and fight with them. Young Mashia tried twice, 3 times. Gidralo is sitting down over there. As purely there, Mabalabu, a book, sang do Tolga for us, a book into a book will almost do Tolga. That Gularga Arga Shabi, I'll jump Junub the brother. So, your brothers and sisters, you fight your government, you can fight the government, you can make 24/7, hey, I don't want this guy. We don't want April with you. Again, when you say the South Sudan, the flag, you don't want South Sudan, you are digging your own grave. You are digging your own grave. If America, no American, even though they disagree with Donald Trump, no American will ban an American flag. Saddam Hussein Amalu, like what happened with Saddam Hussein? Talawen, Shofra. They dig him out of the hole. Who must hide in the hole? Thought about digging him, that. So a flag that don't play with South Sudan flag or South Sudan nation. You can take Salva Kiir out, and if you convince me, I can even support you to take Salva Kiir out. But South Sudan, Bugun Garden, Nin Mashilim Kalagwin, they need Sudan Gadim Zari. We want to add more places to South Sudan. So yeah, Peter and Bugolok Shukru Jazilan, Sylvester, Dengarang, you guys are doing a good job. Leg said always the best, and you've been hiding my brother. Lakini Nasdol, those people, if you are listening, I will never change my mind. About South Sudan, don't want any. I can disagree with the government, but I will never disagree my Geneva Sudan. Lana Geneva Sudan, the book of Dolty, the book of my identity. So it's not going nowhere. If you don't want it, hang yourself. We should call your brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyway, gentlemen, Agwad, Bona.
Yes.
Denkamis, thank you guys for tuning in. We don't have to agree, but we can agree to have a conversation on how to go about. That's all matters. And I don't know why people don't like here us here at Let Me Stand Media Port is standing on that. Let's say as Junubin, no matter what your opinion is, let's have a conversation. Maybe if we can understand ourselves, maybe our leaders can have understand with themselves. When they
Uh,
go to Centenary, Machar and President Kiir, they go to countries in East Africa. They went there, they check hands, they drink water, and that's okay. And that's they ending up finding the peace among themselves. Whether we don't like that peace, it is a good thing. We just want the gun to be silent. And that's my problem. If you say you are going to solve the problem of South Sudan with a gun, I'm, I, I will never agree with you, regardless of what your point is. With that being said,
uh, Thank you, brother, and I thank you for the opportunity to allow me to say something a little bit to your audience. We are all South Sudanese. If we have a problems, we have to come and talk about it and come with the solution how we can solve the problem. Thank you so much, and God bless you, and continue with the show. Uh, in future, probably we can come to the concrete solution to our country. So, thank you so much.
all right. Uh, Thank you for tuning in, and thank you everyone for tuning in. I will call it a day. Hopefully, I don't know when I will. My hosts are limited because of the work here in America. Uh, I have two jobs, so it makes it hard for me to host a show. But maybe once a week I will be here. But hey, if you
Okay.
have a, you don't have to agree with me. Let's have a conversation, and that's all matters. Then,
Okay.
Khalid,
Thank you.
that's where, buddy.
All right, bro. Thank you. Thank.
Brother Peter, we have to let you go sleep. Thank you for hosting the show. And this is going to take a little while for us to get over it because we may come back another day. Because there's some people don't understand that this thing is actually a crime. They have done a terrible thing to our own nation. Other thing they think is very important is not because we don't know what we are talking about. There is a different issues. You have to separate the issues. If you want a president to go, you have to know that the president will go, but the flag will remain there. When you become a president, you will become a president of that flags in the country, and that's why we have to say it. And my brothers are good and Bono, thank you. My brother Nyar actually his network actually uh,
I was wondering what
betraying
happened
him.
to
He was in and out. It's very good to communicate, to have a respect. We have to talk as an adult. There's some other issues that we went through, and our comments that we put out there, we not actually specifically come out here, come after Equatoria. We come after those who committing their own crime on behalf of Equatoria, and we urge Equatoria to tell these people not to do it one against. Um, they are free to hear their voice. They are free to put out their claims, present their case. Nothing will be wrong with that. But going that far to that level, to that extent, is totally unacceptable. You don't abuse the community. Those people, they are actually abusing Equatoria as well. Because what they do, they committing their own crime on behalf of the community is not good. Please, we ask you as a South Sudanese, uh, you condemn it your own way, that will be fine. But I have to stop from there, brother. You can have a good night.
It's your boy Young Love, I give him that thing. Pancho leg stand and punchy America. Banyi dwal, pancho leg stand and punchy America. Banyi dwal, ban walk on your leg, kankaro watana watching. Oga level leg, gear pow, garay leg. Panda with ya, punchy America. Banyi dwal, chingatonga pandon, kujwera by a check out. Wakupana gear, what ya be dwal venting.